Welcome in, everyone. Steve, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Excellent. I see that our good friends Artie Fine and Verdant Tree are also in the chat. That's excellent. Good to see you guys. I wish the game had a little bit more in-game music. The waiting screen was a little bit quiet, but that's all right. Here we go. Let's welcome in Verdant Tree with his sound alert.
Crikey! A wild verdant tree appears.
And Artie Fines, of course. Oh, McClunky's here as well.
Zoink, Scoob! It's already fine. Very fine.
Oh, Michael, using your phone on the toilet. Tisk tisk. Good to see you all, everyone. Steve, do you know anything about this game? Because I know absolutely nothing.
I don't know anything about it. But until this, I hadn't strayed much outside LucasArts or Telltale point and clicks.
Right, yeah.
But I don't know anything about it.
I would say I'm kind of in the same boat. I've strayed a little. But this was always one that I was curious about. Vinny Caravella loves this game.
Yeah, because I know you've played like some like regular point and clicks, like modern point and clicks here and there.
Yeah.
Outside the main classical ones.
Well, Clunky, I'm glad you're here. I know it is very late, and I really appreciate it. Good to see you. So I guess let's get started. Let's see what this game has to offer. Michael bloody loves this game, so here we go. As far as the screen resolution and everything goes, it seems okay. I know some people have said that it's a weird resolution, but it went in good. Tongs is here as well.
Do-do-do. Fucktongle is here.
It is not a Telltale game. It is, I forget the developer. It was there at the start. Let's see if there's any options. Let's have a look. Let's go back. Oh, doesn't look like, oh no, there's back. Very, very small. Don't think there's a way to, King Art. That sounds about right. Let's go with that. All right, let's go. I know there's like weird looking elves and things, so. Chapter 1, Prologues. Prologues, dual. Plural.
Our world is at war.
Oh, I see.
Only the old can remember a time
I
without
think Verdant Tree might be dropping a prologue right now.
Defeat followed victory. Victory followed
Sure
defeat.
is.
No one could gain the decisive advantage. Only now is there an end in sight. Who would ever have thought
And that
would fall to someone
was another
like
Steve back.
an old archaeologist, to put an end to this madness.
It's like your handwriting,
And
Steve.
I didn't find the key to ending the war on one of my expeditions. Not deep in some dark dungeon.
It is
nor
pretty
on
close.
the peak of a fiery mountain. No, I found it in an old book.
I love that he's already
I
writing
hope
on what
that
he's
luck
written.
has not abandoned us. What's happened to Beetle and the Archmage's men? Doesn't he know how...
I'll move this out of the way. Here we go.
So then, you're MacGuffin, are you? Archaeologist, adventurer, and future trophy on my mother's living room wall.
And you are Monkus, dastardly son of the Archwitch Mortroga. What do you want from me?
I think you know that. Where is it? We know that your feeble-minded servant was on the way to that damned magical trickster Abister.
I won't tell you anything.
Take him away. Mother has ways and means of squeezing what we need to know out of him.
Oh, okay.
After all, what's likely to happen? Oh well, we're
Hello.
several days away from the wild
Steve.
lands. It's just as safe here as
Sounds a
the
bit
outside.
overdressed.
Oh, then.
Someone's a little overdressed.
I might just be spending the whole day.
That's not hiding.
No, of course I won't do anything stupid. You're right. We should get help. Quick, back to the elf burrow. Oh boy.
Now I've got a question for you guys. To me, the music sounds super loud compared to the actual speech. Is that the same for you guys as well?
I didn't want to talk over the cutscene because otherwise I was going to say we should probably look at turning subtitles on if it's got it.
Yeah, if it's got it.
Otherwise, yeah, turning music down 'cause just compared to the voice, it's pretty loud. It's like turning up the voices.
So, see how it's got the little fast forward symbol? I don't want to do anything just yet. Wait until we get to a non-fast forward symbol.
Huh. One end of the rope is knotted tightly. I could use it to swing onto the other side of the leg.
Do it. Okay.
Trying out how physics works. That's not how physics works.
But she's a special elf lady.
Yeah.
All right, we don't have that
I
fast
guess
forward
she's-
anymore.
I guess she doesn't have like clothes grabbing the wind or anything like that. She's probably streamlined.
Yeah, subtitles is on for sure. Oh, look at this. Music is at 20% and speech is at 100. I must have, when I booted it, tried to adjust it. I'm going to take it down to 10.
Yeah, that's probably better.
60. That seems about right. All right. Oh, you know what?
Because
Go on.
the dragon's flying forward, then the air's going backwards and will push her backwards, but that doesn't seem to be happening.
No, it's fantasy, Steve. She's got the
Yeah. I mean,
plot
it's not
element.
about being sure-foot. It's more to do with my thing was more to do with the wind.
True that, Tongs. Speaking of Tongs, actually, McConkley, you know what? Your name is so long, you're being cut off. So let me just quickly adjust something.
But then again, yeah, with such little clothing, she could be like a swimmer, and she just that and just being completely shaven. She's just like is completely streamlined.
There is room for you always, Clunks. Tongs, last time, or maybe the time before, you wanted me to do something in regards to the wolf rap. Do you remember that, Steve? About the rap that I had to do in primary school?
Yeah. And you couldn't remember it.
Yeah,
You
so
looked it up, did you?
well, there's no looking it up because I think it was made up by my teacher. But what I'll do now is I'll play it because I did a little ditty and there's lyrics on the screen so you know what it's being said. Hang on. Here we go.
Just as Wolf O'Malley hit the Polish low, 6 police came through the kitchen door, grabbed him police, and read in his rights. But handle him gently, cause he's wearing granny's ties. Yeah, what up?
So there you go. And yet, I must have been, that was about 30 years ago, I'd say, when I had to memorize that and I still remember it. So there we go. All right, back to it. So there's no... Let me... Actually, sorry, 1 second. Is there any key bindings? Not really, hey? It's just graphic settings. Must be just context sensitive. Okay.
So one of the
The middle
school
cage is
songs we had
fastened
to
onto
do
the dragon's
around
harness.
the school.
The old gremlin's in the cage. He hasn't noticed me yet.
I don't know if you'd know it, because it's a song that I didn't know as a kid, and I don't think I've ever heard it since. But the main chorus goes, "There's a fraction too much friction." Yeah.
Oh,
I remember it being the most awkward song to sing, like it doesn't flow. Which just works for a school thing, because everyone's half talking, half singing anyway.
I think I know what you're referring to, actually. I'm just going to adjust the sound again. This sound is all over the place. Sorry, folks. Now Steve's being drowned out. All right, that should do it. I think we're back.
Who are you?
Is that volume okay? Yeah, Granny's tight. Let's lock that down.
My name is...
Never mind. There's something you have to do for me. What am I talking about? It's not just for me. It's for the Alliance.
I've no particular interest in the Alliance.
I don't care. This has to do with everyone. Professor McGuffin's the name. I'm an archaeologist. I've discovered something. Something important.
And they want it?
Oh, yes. You've no idea how much they want it.
Clean thoughts, Steve.
Let me guess. Your kidnappers up there want to use your knowledge to achieve world domination?
They scoff, but they would have to skin me before I tell them what I know.
Okay then, I'll release you and let you mortals carry on playing at war.
No, we've got no time to lose. You must take this ring.
Ooh, marriage already.
Take it to the Archmage Alistair in the town of Seastone on the coast. He will send someone to my house.
Steve.
That describes where it is hidden. Is there in my secret cellar. He must
Where's
get it to
Steve?
safety.
Ugh.
Sorry, I've tried not to talk over the people.
As much time as I can. I can endure torture for hours, days if need be. The pain, the humiliation, the agony of body and soul.
He's just checking if there was a malfunction with you, Steve. All good.
Yeah. So I did have something pressing to say, but yeah, I wasn't doing want to talk over him. So she has a fake G-string right now. Like she's wearing shorts, but she's got this pattern on her shorts as if she's got a G-string.
And then Steve instantly ruins his good manners with talking about her underwear.
Like fake underwear, just implied underwear. Drawn over normal shorts or tight shorts.
Man, get me out of here. As long as there's a chance of being rescued, I'm not going to sacrifice myself to Mortroga.
More
Get
Troga.
you out of there.
Good question. This cage is well built and the lock won't be
She
easy
could
to
be like
open.
a superhero. The underwear's on the outside.
Smash when it hits the ground.
Just like my old clothes. But it's not a bad idea. On the way to Mortroga's fortress, we'll fly over the White Ridge Mountains.
Okay.
Everything's covered in snow there, and the dragon will fly low over the peaks. We could try it there.
That was a joke. The chances of that working are about 1,000,000 to 1.
Can't see any other way to escape. Fighting is not an option.
Let me see how the cage is fastened.
You do that. I'll be here if you need me.
He's got a little swag.
What's going on here? I should probably release the old gremlin before we get into enemy territory. We'll have to see how we go after that.
Overwear. Love it.
Transport dragons can move great loads, like these barrels, wooden posts, and this big crate.
I think she could move a great load.
Will help me a whole lot. This rope fastens the cage to the dragon. How can I do it if I want to drop the cage onto the mountains? This is too tight.
And that was another
I
Steve
could do
back.
this just using my hands, but if I had a knife or a sword, I could perhaps cut the rope.
Okay, cool. Knife or a sword, eh? Is there anywhere else we can... Oh, there is. We can go up here, maybe.
That's the way up onto the dragon's back. I can't reach this poor strut.
Is there an inventory? Nope. Alright, let's talk to old Gremlin again.
Hey, MacGuffin.
What is it?
The cage has been secured with a thick rope. I can't release it using my bare hands.
Then you'll have to cut through the rope.
Splendid idea, but I don't have a knife.
Then get your hands on one. Kidnappers up there are sure to be armed.
Okay.
I fear that could be true.
By the way, not sure about your schedule, Steve, but I actually have tomorrow off, so I can go a little bit longer than normal if need be.
Yeah, probably can too. I've got work, but I also do stand up I can't stay up too late.
Be like, fuck it, work can wait.
Yeah.
If I'm going to steal a knife from the kidnappers, then I need to get onto the back of the dragon. There's a support strut there. If I could reach it, I'd be able to pull myself up.
No problem. Here, take this.
Okay, so we've got a grappling hook or something?
A whip?
Oh, sweet.
It's always served me well. You could use it as a rope.
It's the Indiana Jones thing.
Style.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. Move the mouse to the bottom edge of the screen to go to the inventory. To examine an object in your inventory, click it using the right mouse button. Okay.
I'll just carry on then. You wait here.
Actually, let's see if there's a...
A bullwhip made of old leather. Looks as if it's seen a lot of action in its time.
Just like you, darling? I'm just kidding.
I do want to keep on that. I did think of that one. I want to keep on.
Yeah. I took the words right out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Ha!
Oh,
Okay. She's a fan of the indie movies as well.
What? Yes, yes, I
Phew.
was evil and beastly. Yes, I'll bring him with me, Mother. Yes, yes, yes. I have to go. Why? I'm steering a dragon, remember? You know, I'm not being curt with you. Yes. Good. Yes. I'll see you later. Love you too. Oh, by the gods, how I hate her! Not much longer, Bunkus, not much longer. Soon you will have it in your hands. But you have to be careful, Bunkus. Mother is
This curse is weird. Makes me think I'm going to skip anything if I click.
everywhere. And you are talking to yourself. Better shut up.
There appears to be some truth in the gremlin story. It's vital that I rescue him. If I remain right here on the outside, then they won't be able to spot me from the driver's cabin.
Speaking of driving dragons, did you see, Steve, that they're going to be banning horse-drawn carriages in the city?
okay. No, I didn't hear it, but
I could really do with
I know there's a fair bit of
but I
like a lot of
can't
people
reach
have
the
problems
stand
with
without the sorcerer's seal.
the horse-drawn carriages, so it doesn't surprise me.
It's the worst. I don't know if I told you that I saw one of the horses got hit by a tram, and I happened to see it, and that was not good.
A thin wooden stick with the flag of the Shadow Army.
That's random,
Stick's
but
been tied
the thing
loose.
I've heard is that like constantly being on asphalt is unhealthy, even with horseshoes. Constantly being on asphalt is very unhealthy for them,
And the sorcerer hasn't
and
noticed.
often in pain.
For sure.
That's the main criticism I hear of it.
Stick, flexible and quite strong. I think I can reach the sword with the stick, but getting it over here would be a bit risky. The goblin would notice the stick and I'd have a knife in my stomach before I could say, uh-oh.
The horse didn't die. At least when I saw it. When I got hit, it was injured, which was probably worse. It was really gross, and I don't wish anyone to see that. How's the volume? Because the volume seems to be... Maybe I can adjust. This is really weirdly mixed. I think I might reduce this normal sound because the wind is now overpowering her voice. Okay, let's see. We got the stick. We have to use something. Let's do that again.
I can reach the sword with the stick, but getting it over here would be a bit
Bit risky.
The goblin would notice the stick and I'd have a knife in my stomach before I could say, uh-oh.
So yeah, I don't want to turn this into a horse death stream, but
Me neither.
our city's also the home of the most prestigious, one of the most prestigious horse race events.
Oh, yeah.
It's basically 1 or 2 horses that are killed after that because they're overridden and get
An
injured.
old cardboard box. It seems to be some kind of emergency kit.
So our
if the
city's
dragon
kind of
crash
full of it.
lands. There are a few moth-eaten blankets in the box, a bit of dried meat covered in white mold, and a blue and red potion, and
Ooh.
a line with a fish hook. It looks quite serviceable.
Huh.
I'll take it with me.
Okay. We're gonna make a fishing rod?
I'll knot the line to the tip of the stick, and hey presto, I've got a fishing rod.
Absolutely, Tongs. But I'm kind of scared of horses as well because I saw a childhood friend when he was 8 get kicked in the head with a horse because he was around brushing from behind. It was yuck.
Yeah.
Here we go. Would have been better to grab this one with the...
That,
That was elegant.
she's just going to catch it because otherwise that would have made a lot of noise.
All right, so I guess we get the sword. And we...
I could cut the rope with the sword.
Yep, I missed that pixel.
I should warn MacGuffin that we're in business. Perhaps he might change his mind. Hey, MacGuffin.
What is it?
I've got the sword.
That kidnapper with his troll. Who is he?
The sorcerer. He's called Monkus. He's the son of the Archwitch Mortroga.
The Archwitch? How did she know that you'd made such an important discovery?
Beetle, my servant. I sent him on a secret mission to the Archmage. They must have caught him. Beetle.
Isn't it a trifle improbable that a 50-meter-long dragon with a pathetically small wingspan could be physically capable of transporting such a substantial amount of gear?
How should I know? I'm an archaeologist, not an aeronautical scientist. I don't concern myself with trivialities. I see it flying, so I believe it.
I, however, find it illogical.
Then it must be magic.
Hmm?
If something isn't logical in this world, then it's always down to magic. Very practical. You can explain everything like that. Something's flying that can't fly? Magic!
Like the rope physics earlier, Steve. There you go.
Yeah.
So what is this discovery of yours, then? A great treasure? A weapon?
I can't tell you. Too dangerous. And actually, well, I don't have it either.
What do you mean?
I found a clue in an old book as to where the artifact... where it is hidden.
Artifact. It. This is getting more and more cliché.
Cliché? The struggle of good against evil is never cliché.
You mentioned your secret cellar. Is that where the book's hidden? Pretty risky. I've got a sword and can cut through the rope as soon as you're ready.
Fine. I'm ready when you are. We're over the mountains. It's now or never.
Cool.
Really sure?
I am. But if I don't survive, or they catch me, then you'll have to fetch the book from my secret cellar and take it to the Archmage.
You mean, if you die, the young, sexy elf will become the hero of this story rather than an old, disheveled gremlin?
Don't talk, just cut me free!
Let's do it.
The right moment is close. There's the mountain. Good luck, MacGuffin.
Whoa, look at that CG. It's a little bit better than Beast Wars, but not by much. Here you go, you'll find out exactly who does the game. Josiah indeed. Do you guys remember that Jim Henson show, The Storyteller?
John Hurt.
John Hurt and the Muppet dog by the fire. Yeah,
Yeah,
and he
they
tells
tell
stories.
They didn't like scary stories. Or got frightened with my scary stories.
Reminds me a little bit of that. You never saw it, Tongs? Oh, man. It's so good. The episodes are on YouTube. There's a really good one about a sack.
Yeah, The Soldier in Death.
That's the one, yeah.
That was my favorite because that one I remember the substitute teacher in primary school told that, but she didn't say it was from the storyteller. She just said she gave us a rundown of there used to be storytellers that used to make their money going to people's houses and telling stories, and they would then get paid whatever the family thought it was worth it.
Mm.
And she goes through the whole spiel, and then she basically told the story of the Soldier in Death in full. And I later found out it's one of the storyteller stories. But yeah, it's a freaking awesome story.
Can you find the YouTube of it, Steve, and add it to the chat so everyone can check it out?
I'm almost done here.
I could see.
A lot of them are like the.
Beavering away, eh? What were you this time? A knight riding high on his horse? Or one of those funny little mages again, eh? Hey, hero. I've got a job for you. A quest. Send my new house robot off on a rat hunt. That rat's got it in for my precious hops, and if I don't plant them, beer's going to be a wee bit scarce.
I've never heard of a hero having to catch rats.
You're not a hero yet, laddie. You're still my helper. And that being the case, you'd better get your act together. Then you can finish up here and go and have some more heroic daydreams. I need to go and do a quality control check on barrels 2034 to 2038. I've got a feeling there might be something wrong with the 2030 batch. We'll see. We'll see.
So he's drinking his own stock just to test it. No, that's great. Oh. Hang on. Is it the Hall of the Mountain King? Is that what the song's called?
Yeah. Treasure here.
A large crate. It must have been delivered as I swept. Let's see.
I always associate this song to Gremlins 2 because I had the Gremlins 2 video game on Amstrad, and back then they just pirated music all the time. So then they had this song playing. There's a rat.
And classical music isn't
it's public
copyrighted.
Domain.
Yeah. When I read that, they said it was that's why it was
where the little beast plans its raids.
mostly Commodore 64 games, but that's complete rubbish because I think Commodore 64 was those games were so low level that they didn't care about copyright. They just used whatever song. I remember that one they used like Popcorn by Hot Butter.
Yeah, Trolley Wally it was called.
Yeah.
That's
I
good.
forgot the name of the game.
Let's see if we can steal the rat.
A thieving rat.
So I've tried to look up the thing. The
always runs into his little hole when
first clip. But it's being sold on YouTube, so I think they're stamping down on actual productions. So the first clip seems to be the full thing, but it's someone recording it from their TV at a really bad angle, like not even trying to line it up. And then other than that, it's scenes here and there, but not the full story.
Is this for
if someone can find it?
The Soldier in Death? Is that
yeah.
what Tong's linked? Because he put something in the chat.
That's their list. It could be in here.
A dwarf-sized crowbar. So it's pretty big.
There's the devil puppet scene, but not the story.
All right, that is a good rule, Michael, for sure. Yeah, always click on things twice.
Let's see.
Ooh, what's this? Oh, this is the robot he was mentioning.
What's that? Ah, the user manual. An X100 house robot. A practical helper for home and garden. It's off. Looks like there's no power.
I like that he's got a Welsh accent.
The thing won't budge. I probably need to power it up somehow. Maybe the user manual can help.
Okay.
Wood Elvish. Succubushish.
That's a good joke. I like that.
Here we are. Dwarven. Thank you for purchasing an X100 house robot, the latest in house robot technology. Feed the X100 the stinking remains of your disgusting existence, but absolutely no broccoli or Brussels sprouts. Rats. There. Rat care. Rats breeding. Rat hunted. Rat hunted. In order to hunt rats or vermin of any kind, you must first feed the X100 with DNA to your target. DNA carriers include hair, blood, sweat, snot, and other things.
Semen?
Okay, so first I have to give the robot a little garbage appetizer to start it up before I feed it the main course, rat DNA. Finally, a simple rat trap.
Okay.
I don't like the turn this game's taken.
I'm sure that we're just making the rat go to sleep. Not go to sleep, but just...
The pipes run through the walls and floor. They are part of the central beer supply system, which runs through the whole bastion.
We'll ethically relocate it.
I used to be really afraid of that fireplace. Nowadays, I'm only slightly terrified. Actually, dwarves have a thing for beautiful architecture. But when it comes to the beer supply, compromises are sometimes made.
It's a nice chair.
That's the Master Brewer's favourite spot. He likes to relax there in the evenings. It's a map. It says the country's best pubs on it. It shows the area reaching from our beautiful White Ridge Mountains down to the sea, where the humans live on the coast. The map shows the area between here and the human town of Seastone. The map shows the area...
Okay. Into the kitchen. Thanks for dropping in, Clunks. Good to see you. Until next time, enjoy your sleep.
The rubbish bin is almost overflowing. Presumably it's my job to empty it, but oh well.
Okay. That might get the rat to come out.
This pump can be used to pump water up from deep in the mountain. Although I wouldn't bet on it still working. I thought so. Broken. The dwarves have a lot of work ahead of them when they get back. If they come back. Dwarven fast food. But I'm not hungry.
I like that some of, like that for instance, it now disappears as a magnifying glass so we don't have to look at it.
The sun is pretty low. It'll be dark soon. I love our beautiful White Ridge Mountains. It's just a touch quiet around here.
Ooh.
I know. A very roughly knotted net with loose ends. Maybe it's used for fruit. Although I've never seen any fruit around here, the Master Brewer prefers heartier fare.
Michael, I would say that the first part with the elf girl was okay, but I'm liking this a lot more. I think this guy, I like his voice, whether it be the voice actor or just his accent. I'm liking it a lot. I also love this song.
Yeah.
I call it A History of Dwarven Cuisine, the Last 3 Weeks by Wilbur Weathervane.
I think the Man King is a little bit weird, but initial impressions is it's good, but just hasn't gotten started yet, I guess. Or doesn't feel like it's gotten started.
Ugh.
Okay. The voice. Okay.
I watched
A tin coffee pot. It hasn't been used in ages.
That's
And guaranteed
reference to
not
voice
for coffee.
reminded me.
The master brewer doesn't
Watched
trust
Last
no
Action
alcohol
Hero
drinks.
again
Ooh,
recently,
that's a good
and
one.
I'd forgotten. I think I just remembered just before it happened. The bit where Ian McKellen is in it.
Oh, I didn't know that. I know Charles
Yeah,
Dance is in it.
remember the bit where Death comes out of the picture?
No.
It's at the end
Coals in the oven
when
have kept
like
the
all of
stove
them,
warm.
the villains gathering up other villains, but the like stub sort of goes missing and falls in front of this theater, and Death comes out, and Ian McKellen plays Death.
Okay. Yeah, it's been years
The
since
stove
I've seen
isn't
it.
used much.
Yeah.
Though this morning the master brewer heated up a few beer sausages on it.
Oh, how good would a beer sausage be? Yum.
The stove is still a little warm.
But yeah, it's a character I remember. Like, I do remember Death when I watched it as little. But I did go, fuck, that's Ian McKellen. And the funny thing, and this couldn't have been a joke on purpose. They couldn't have done this on purpose, but he says something to Death, and Death goes, something about going back and fixing it. And he goes, "Oh, you want to catch me in an action film? Like, I only do art house films. You want to catch me in an action film?" And it's Ian McKellen saying that, who like is completely okay with it, and is in a lot of action films nowadays. And it's like, I thought that was pretty funny.
True.
That is the Bastion's emblem. Actually, an entire battalion of dwarves is supposed to be stationed here. Each battalion consists of 7 companies, which in turn consists of 7 platoons. Each platoon consists of 7 squads of 7 dwarves. Dwarves have this thing for the number 7. The master brewer says these kettles are used to make beer. This is his private setup, and the proper ones are in the cellar. The master brewer says it's very easy to brew beer. Still, he did go to school for years to learn how.
Some
An
glowing
old,
goo.
rather dirty cooking pot. Ah, mutant slime. Maybe I should have thrown out the rest of that chocolate pudding. A pile of dirty dishes. The longer the other dwarves are away, the less attention the master brewer pays to things like this. I'd point it out to the master brewer, but then I'd be the one who ends up washing it all up.
I think that... Oh, we got some... Oh, that's another stove one. We'll do that. I think we've got everything, though.
The stove is still a little warm. You couldn't cook anything on it, but you could heat something up.
Could heat something up. Okay. Let's go try and catch that rat. But then if we catch the rat, what's the point of the robot?
The robot's the one that catches it. I think we've got to find somewhere where it's secreted something.
Yeah, because we've got
Yeah.
a net, though. Maybe... Oh,
Also
there's another
something
one.
else, though.
That's the exit, but I can't call it a day yet.
Okay.
First, I have to teach the house robot to catch rats.
Well, let's try putting the net over the hole and see if that does anything.
The net is pretty coarsely woven. The rat would probably slip through. Besides, I don't feel like sticking my hand in the dark hole. The robot gets its energy from rubbish. That's got the power supply sorted out then.
Oh, okay.
The robot already had its rubbish, and I don't want to spoil it. Besides, it's already running.
Okay.
Do you still need this net, or can I have it?
Just take it. It's got a few holes in it.
Hello, Master Brewer, sir.
Aye, Wilbur.
Did you know there's an evil slime living in a pot in the kitchen?
Oh, yes, it nicked a sausage off me this morning.
Well, doesn't that bother you?
Well, Yes. Live and let live, I say. As long as it doesn't develop a taste for beer.
Is everything okay with the beer?
That's not so easy to say. It's complicated with beer. You initially think, that tastes good. But then, bam! The finish is all off. Earthy and musty, and there's nothing you can do. But of course, you can't really tell from just one pint.
You're a big beer fan, aren't you, Steve?
Not at all.
So I'm supposed to uncrate the robot and send it after the rat?
Definitely. Shouldn't be too difficult for you, being a gnome and all. You've got the right kind of hands for all that technical stuff.
I'm not really all that into technology. I'm more interested in the mysterious powers of magic.
Well, in that case, I'm sure there's some instructions in the crate. Shouldn't be that difficult for Mr. Mage.
Where are the other dwarves anyway?
All away fighting, you know that. There's been nobody here except me for years. I'm keeping the whole place ticking over. If you weren't here, lad, I'd probably have pegged it from loneliness long ago.
Ah, so I'm needed.
What's the news from the front? The Alliance is winning, isn't it?
It's a proper mess. They just swing back and forth. It's been like that for years. Neither side has the advantage. Today, we take Finsterberg, and tomorrow the Shadow Army plunders Auenheim. Today, we take care of Garrett the Throat Slitter, and tomorrow they nobble Bella Sunnithor. At the moment, we've got Mortroga's fortress under siege, the old Archwitch. Not getting anywhere fast, though. It could still be years before either side gets the upper hand.
Hopefully we do.
Aye, let's hope so.
Do you miss the other dwarves a lot?
Aye, there's not much going on here now, that's for sure. In the old days, it was packed and rowdy every night. Stone Chomper and Bolin the Bear, Peppo and Talon. He could beat anyone at finger wrestling. And then, of course, there was Billant, our leader with his golden tankard. Now I've only got you here. You're not exactly a party animal.
Maybe the other dwarves will come back soon.
Aye, and then they'll tell their tales of adventure, the times they've had and what they've been through. And me, I can only listen on.
I'd like to hear their stories, seeing as though I'm not with them myself.
So I think I just
Take care of the
figured
robot
something
and
out.
the rat.
Aye, go on then.
I think the items in your inventory will only interact with things that it can. See how nothing appears when I move it over it? Which is kind of cool because then it sort of limits what you can do.
Yeah, you're not doing the every combination of everything against everything like in some games.
Yeah, exactly. So let's just try that then. Maybe there's something else in the kitchen that we need to do. Catch the rat with the net. So that is some... Let's try that again.
The net
Coarsely
is pretty
woven, yeah.
coarsely woven. Besides,
Not putting his hand in a dark hole. Fair enough.
Maybe kitchen scraps because I to get saliva from it.
Yeah. No, doesn't appear. Oh, and we can't feed him rubbish because he just immediately said he's already powered on. Let's move over here so we can see more things.
I was trying not to mention the dark hole. Putting your hands in dark holes.
Every moment of your being was trying to keep it together, hey?
Yeah.
Okay, that
I
doesn't...
think I'm better than that.
We've already done this, but see if he says something different.
do you still need this net?
Just take it.
It's a good joke. There might be something else in the kitchen then. Maybe we'll read the book again
So
and
the robot
give
is
us clues.
activated.
Yep.
Now, how did that rat hunting bit go again? In order to hunt rats
Okay.
or vermin of any kind, you must first feed the X100 with DNA from your target. DNA carriers include hair, blood, sweat, snot, and other things.
So poopies probably.
I'll have DNA.
Have we
Or
examined
picture.
the rat hole itself rather than throwing things in there?
The rat has chewed through the wood. There's some fur hanging from a splinter.
Great.
Ooh, I'll take that.
There we go. Look at that.
And he said he wouldn't stick his hand in any holes.
Only when there's fur involved. All right.
Also, he's one of those people.
And now the fur. A source of rat DNA.
I'm a bit worried how this is going to go.
And it's gone. It won't be back anytime soon.
There you
either.
go.
Problem solved.
Scared it off. The contacts to the people watching, I don't have any now, but I am someone who keeps pet rats.
The X100 makes a pretty good rat hunter. I just hope it never mistakes me for a rat.
Okay. Let's talk to Boss Man.
Hello, Master Brewer, sir.
Aye, Wilbur.
The rat's gone.
I saw. It's amazing what you little gnomes can puzzle out, eh? The rat's lost his appetite for my hops at any rate. He won't be coming back for a while.
Can I call it a day now?
Course you can. Safe home, my lad. See you tomorrow.
He seems like a good
Bye.
boss.
See you later, lad.
Mm-hmm. I've stolen his coffee pot too. I hope he doesn't mind.
And another day ends. And, as usual, I didn't save any princesses, or fight any dragons, or hunt any orcs. I chased a rat off, and I didn't even do it myself. I used a fully automated robot instead. It's going to take more than that before my statue stands next to Knight Tilo in the Hall of Heroes, but I'm going to make it one day.
Yeah, you are. Oof. It's bright. Oh. Fatality.
Hey, you, boy.
Oh.
You've got to get me out of here. Quickly, please.
Fatality.
I was abducted.
Spoke
and
too
they'll
soon.
free me. They want... You've got to believe me. I have the key to something that could determine the fate of the war. Listen, boy. It's too late. You see this ring? It's the key. Take it to the human archmage in the town of Seastone.
Excuse
You
me.
understand?
But...
All of our fates depend on it.
Can I wear the ring?
Oh, dear, nobody's going to believe this. There's no way I'll make it down to the human town by the sea on my own. I need help. I should ask the Master Brewer for help. Or Grandad. He fought for the Alliance.
Entrance to the gnome hole.
That's the entrance to my family's gnome hole. We've been living here for generations.
It's been a while since I've been in a gnome hole. What's this?
Hey, my mechanical flying fish Nemo. How did you get there? One of the few technical devices I ever built. Well, to be honest, actually my father and my sister really, but I did watch.
I've never been in a gnome hole,
Not yet.
and I've bought several drinks for them, and still haven't gotten in one.
Cool little
still
fish.
works. A solid example of gnome technology, if I do say so myself.
And that was another Steve bat.
So, Steve, if I asked you how is this fish flying, what would you say?
Well, you can, it's obvious that it's flapping its wings, fins like wings.
The answer is magic, Steve.
A chair.
It is a chair.
This chair is completely uninteresting.
That's all science. That fish is all science and engineering.
Like I said, a chair to sit on. It's still a chair. A totally uninteresting chair, which is absolutely no help to me. Not now, not ever. It is a chair. Honest. Okay, whatever. It's a horse. A
Love it.
beautiful big white horse. What is your problem? A chair is a chair is a chair. I'm not going to answer. The chair, of course. That's the key to it all. Not a chair. This chair is completely
Okay.
uninteresting.
That was good. That was a good amount of content. I like it.
My mother is a real whole wife. She spends her time on chemistry, biology, genetics, and that kind of stuff.
Hashtag whole wife.
I think I'll just leave that alone. We gnomes have a golden rule: hands off another gnome's experiments.
Exactly, Tongs.
A flower pot full of potting soil. Doesn't look like Mother planted anything in there. Doesn't look like Mother planted anything in there.
I think of ways to use
That's my
whole
family.
life in the future.
Right now, just Grandad and I are holding down the fort. The others are all at a technology trade show down south. My dad is a mechanic and a physicist. He primarily works on, things. Mother is just a whole wife and geneticist. The baby is my little sister Sydney. I think she'll be a researcher too. She once doubled her baby phone's data transfer rate using nothing but a rattle and a rubber ball. My other little sister is Meggie, my parents' pride and joy. She mainly concentrates on robotics, combat robots to be exact. Grandad is a war veteran and conducts secret military research, whenever Dad lets him in the workshop, that is. Looks like I'm the proverbial exception to the rule. I'd rather go out into the world and become a mage, a hero like Knight Tilo. But someone has to look after Grandad and the Master Brewer. I'm more of a local, unsung hero.
Okay, let's see. We got this clock.
One of my dad's inventions. He calls it a time measurometer. It splits the day into 2 periods of 12 hours each and shows which hour we are currently in.
Measurometer.
Sometimes I think that thing uses time
Hey,
up
Mark.
instead of just showing it. Another one of Dad's inventions, he calls it eclecticity or something. It's got something to do with hamsters. We used to have jelly glowfish all over the walls. I found that a little cozier.
Go down. Not yet.
That door is part of Dad's living space optimization unit. Behind it is sort of a car park for rooms.
Car park
Okay.
for rooms. It's a weird concept.
It's
are
like
the
I
controls
guess he
for our
made
living
car lift.
space optimization unit. My father invented them. That's the lever for my little sister's bedroom. I'm not touching that. She builds combat robots, and she kind of hinted that she knows how to protect her privacy.
Oh, okay, so there's
So no
That's the
sniffing
lever
at
for my
panties
parents'
today.
bedroom. I can't use it until they get back.
no rooms, okay?
This is my very cool room.
And a kitchen lever, okay.
My old tennis racket, although I was never very good. The catgut is missing. What did I use that for?
Oh, the net. Hell yeah, the net. We're gonna make some.
I'll just knot the loose ends around the frame. Done. I wouldn't want to play tennis with it, but it does make a fine scoop net.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's only recently that I've gone in one of those.
They always smell like piss, though. Hell yeah, we got the fish.
My old Gnome Scout rucksack. Pretty tough, that. But somehow I always had the feeling it could have been a little larger. I wonder if putting small bags and pouches in it would increase the rucksack's capacity.
I would say so, yeah. Well, looks like that's everything in our bedroom. Time to go to the kitchen. I haven't seen Tokyo Drift in a long time. I really should. We've got
Our kitchen.
Have you seen any of the Fast and Furious movies, Steve?
What stage?
Master
Most of the
Merlin's
first one and a
antibacterial
bit of the
kitchen
second
cleaner.
until
The dirt
I decided to go
disappears
through
like
them on
magic.
Netflix.
If only I could
But
cast
they sort of
spells
mushed
like
together.
Merlin, or any other household cleaner for that
Don't
matter.
think I was that impressed with Tokyo Drift.
Oh, I thought that was one of the better ones, to be honest. It actually had sort of some car talent.
Mum hid the knives as a precaution. After Grandad's knife-throwing training classes last year, she doesn't trust us anymore.
I do want to go through them again because when I watched them, I think I only got up to the 5th movie. I think it was the 5th one. And I mean, I've got 6 of them, but then what? There's 10 coming out soon, so another 4 to go.
A pale blue glow.
I think I might have seen up to 6 because I don't think I think
good for you.
it was weird on Netflix because it went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, didn't have 7, and then had 8. It's like I don't want to see 8 unless I see 7.
Super fertilizer on it. Probably
But then the
from
movies 3,
genetic
4, 5,
experiment.
6, they all in my run together. They're so similar, other than individual scenes like the dragging the safe or
Dragging the Safe is the last one I remember. I think that was from 5, right?
might be, yeah. But that's the thing, I'd sort of got it mixed up other than individual scenes.
Yeah.
Our flour mill.
It is
Mum
dumb
made
fun.
sure
They're
we
just like
had
heist
diet.
movies. A lot of people
One
think
day
they're all
we
about
were
racing
fit and
cars,
strong,
but not really.
comparatively.
First one was a bit more, but then it was very. Can use the. Oh, it's a grain mill. I thought it looked like a garbage
There's
thing.
still
I
some
thought that's
grain
what
in
we
the
put
funnel.
garbage in.
Barley, I think.
Oh, sweet. We'll grab some barley. Oh, we're going to make our own beer? That would be pretty good. That's what barley's used for, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. I think we got everything here. Sweet. Well, then, use this.
I don't even know what to do with one handful of barley. Why do I need 2 then?
That's so good. Compost, maybe? Oh, no. Yeah, I really should watch them then. I'm going to
Doesn't look like Mother planted anything.
make
in
that
there.
an effort.
The first one, I thought the story was really good and some of the heist, like the truck jacking, but the racing stuff, I was more serious than the racing stuff, but then the stuff they were doing is probably really, really goofy nowadays. Like Noz and the effects were really cool back then, but probably really goofy now.
The effects for sure, like just the CG of them when they're using the
Those
NOS
are my
is
mum's plants. She
great.
grows
Yeah,
them
like
off
the
as
background
green
goes into like
She keeps trying
hyperspace.
to genetically change
that
the
kind of
plants
stuff.
so they can grow up here amidst the icy mountains. The plants have grown. I could have sworn they weren't here yesterday. Mum probably uses a really good fertilizer.
Okay, so I think we're going to have to make something in there, right?
Doesn't look like Mother planted.
Okay. We'll go down.
And down we go.
Ooh, that's cool.
The worst.
Good for the legs. Oh, g'day, Grandad.
Halt! Who's there?
Hi, Grandad. It's me.
I doubt it. What's the password?
Nuclear first strike, sir.
Correct. What do you want?
A gremlin gave me this ring. He said it's very important. He said the ring has to be delivered to the Archmage as quickly as possible.
A ring? Have you checked it for contamination?
What?
For curses, hexes, poison?
I,
What am I talking about? Of course you have. No one would accept a ring from a gremlin and not check it for curses. Dangerous little blighters, those gremlins. You shouldn't feed them after midnight, you know.
The gremlin said this ring could decide the course of the entire war.
Decide the course of the war? That would be... Where is this gremlin?
He's been kidnapped. He barely had time to give me this ring. It should be taken to the Archmage as quickly as possible.
Me too.
Archmage? Yes. He'd know what to do. This is what we've been waiting for. This is what we've trained for. This is the hour in which a stout youngster becomes an adult. The hour of glory. The hour of fame. Hour!
But what do you mean stout?
Does everyone know what they have to do?
No.
Right, men. Let it be so.
Have you guys seen Gavin and Stacey? That's some really good Welsh humour with Rob Brydon as Uncle Bryn. Very, very good. Ooh, silver.
Thin, silvery elven rope. It's very light and almost unbreakable.
The only downside to Gavin and Stacey is James Corden's in it. He's good in it, but James Corden's a bit yuck, so...
That's Dad's spare toolbox.
Look how good it is.
Well, he took his everyday tools, his travel tools, and his finest tools with him. Let's see. What have we here? Wrench, pliers, auger grease, a minotaur foot, a curse meter.
Minotaur.
I'll just take the entire box.
Nice.
An old extension arm. Very handy if you're too small to reach an object.
Put a boxing glove on
Kind
the
of
end
a
of it.
widespread problem amongst us gnomes. That's one of Grandad's great inventions. A ship which travels underwater. It can already sink.
Okay, so will I know it? Will it straight out say Monkey Island? Because I will do it.
Parts of some machine or something. If it's useless, it's Dad's. If it's broken, it's Grandad's. And if it's dangerous, it's from my sister Meggie. The locker won't open. It was badly damaged 2 years ago in the devastating spring cleaning explosion.
Is it coming up or is it just in general?
Those are jelly glowfish lamps. As long as you feed them every couple of weeks, they're good for years of light.
Okay.
They used to hang all over the hall. Now these two are all we have left.
Thought I could hear castanets and it reminded me of Tongs' trigger fire.
Dad's vice brings back a lot of memories. Painful mostly. Dad's vice. Dad's vice.
Okay. Is there anything we can... There you go. That's the one. Oh man, we've got so many things now.
I'd only break the scissors. Elven ropes are almost unbreakable.
Alright, let's talk to Grandad then. I think there's nothing else. Other than this
Grandad
sheep.
has this thing about secrecy. I think he's afraid of Shadow Army spies or something. Something my granddad is working on. No idea what it is. And I'm pretty certain I don't want to know either. I like my granddad, but his inventions are usually pretty dangerous. Grandad?
Call me Colonel.
Just what exactly are we to do now, Colonel Grandad?
We've just discussed that. You get the equipment, I'll sort out the means of transport.
Equipment for what?
For what? For your journey to the town of the humans, of course. You need to pay more attention, my boy.
I'm supposed to... I thought someone else...
Who? I very much doubt you'll find anyone else here who's prepared to look death in the eye. This is your chance to be a tragic hero, my boy. A painful loss for the Alliance. Don't you want to be a hero?
Sure, I'd like to do something exciting, but I'm not sure I'm ready to try being...
Try? There is no try, only do. This is your chance. You'll be a hero, and I'll show everyone that this old gnome is still good for something. So, here's the plan. You get yourself some good gear. I'll sort out the means of transport.
All right. I can have a look around, but no promises.
Star Wars words. Fantails. So let me guess. Well, first of all, Michael, you'd want to explain to our American friends what fantails are. But you're soon going to have some trivia about Whoopi Goldberg, no doubt. That her real name is Karen Johnson.
About my equipment.
Yes? Have you got everything?
I don't know. What exactly should I take?
Let me think. You need a helmet.
Okay, don't
you
have
can
that.
fight without legs, but you can't fight without a head.
Without legs?
And you need a map of the area. Reconnaissance is everything. We are living in the information age.
So I need a map and a helmet. Got it.
Okay, I know where the map is.
And then, of course, you need a parachute. Better to be safe than sorry.
Just why I mean a parachute?
Just a precaution.
Parachute could be these backpack. I think they are already fun. I think they are Australian exclusives. The one difference, Michael's right, they're very similar to Milk Duds for sure. But Milk Duds, I think, are better in a way because they're smaller and you can eat them quickly. Sometimes fantails are so hard and they will just rip your filling straight out of your teeth if you have them.
I'm supposed to travel to a human town in your machine, right?
Absolutely. It's the quickest way.
And the safest?
Absolutely. It's the quickest way.
This ring, do you really think it could end the war?
I don't know if there's anything that can end this war.
The gremlin said it would change all our fate. Maybe it's a powerful magic ring.
We are simply soldiers, my boy. We fight when we are told to. Don't worry yourself about anything else.
Sounds sensible. Do you know the Archmage? Have you ever met him?
I've never met him. After all, he's a great leader, and I'm just a simple, highly decorated gnome colonel. But I've heard lots about him. He's a powerful mage, of course. He's an advisor to the king, and he's our most powerful alchemist and chief of the Secret Service. He lives in a tower down by the sea in Seastone. Of course, being the important man he is, he's always away on business.
I hope he's there. I always wanted to meet a real mage.
If he's not there, you'll have to wait for him or go and look for him. You must only give the ring to the Archmage in person, you hear me? No one else. Give me your word of honor. If the ring really is important, then it shouldn't be our fault if it lands in the wrong hands.
Lise, that sounds amazing. Thank you so
I
much.
swear I'd give it to the Archmage personally.
Let's live on the edge, Lise. Let's go spicy chicken. If you haven't already ordered it. Look at that. Lovely wife. Speaking of, here we go.
Hello, I'm Troy McClure. You may remember me from the daytime television special. Stupid Lisa has just joined the chat.
So I was thinking, Steve, we have to build these like this kit. What if we mix the backpack with this?
Lisa. Stupid Lisa Garbage
Exactly.
Face.
We mix the backpack with the silver rope and maybe the sheet and the spring arm. Like maybe it's a combination thing.
Yeah. And there's the map
I'll
and a
look for the
helmet.
rest of my gear.
You do that. I've got enough to do here. But remember, never look a Medusa in the eye, and never look at anyone on the underground.
Right.
Ooh, howdy fine. How is the burritos in your neck of the woods? 7 of eyes. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Mix this with this. With this.
See, I pull the rope through the eyes on the rucksack. Yes, that works.
Okay. Not that just yet. Maybe we use this on the little creature. Man, can't mix that in there.
Assuming. Right, I've lost it. I don't know.
You
I'm
Ryan
not
Gosling.
sure.
What was that? Sorry, Steve.
I thought I had the Fantails thing, but I don't.
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't.
right. Ryan Gosling for sure. Hell yeah. I should have said Whoopi Goldberg. I would have won anyway.
A huge machine. I mean, even for Grandad. He's really taking advantage of Mum and Dad being away.
Yeah, the hole in the wall places are so good. When I went to Japan the first time, like literally off the plane, we caught the train straight out of the airport and went in, and we just walked down some random street, found a ramen place, went inside, pressed the button on the vending machine, a ticket printed out, and it was like one of the best ramens I've ever had. And it was just no chain, it was just a mum and pop store. So good. Okay, something in the vice. Oh, yeah. You got to go to Japan sometime, Michael. Like, whatever you can do to get there. Steve, you should tell the story about when you went to Japan, about your clothing. That was a real good one.
So basically it was Bolt when he got married, as well as a normal Bucks night. He also had a Bucks weekend, Bucks holiday in Bali. And so I thought, and the idea was after that we sort of went our separate ways. So Bolt went home. A few others went to what was the island called? The more remote
Gili Island.
Gili Island. And so everyone had their own ideas of where to go, and then someone else stayed in Bali in a separate cabin with his family. Like his family came up towards the end of our trip, and then I had the idea. Since I'm so close and I want to see Japan anyway, I'll go to Bali with everyone else, but then go off to Japan afterwards for 3 nights. So it was just a very quick trip. But because all my concentration was on preparations for Bali, I completely didn't think about Japan. So, which is bad because of tourist things, like you sort of want to scout, like get as much information on things to do. But the main problem was I didn't think about how north it was. And so I went there with no warm clothing in the middle of winter. And just getting off the plane, I was freezing my tits off. And I got to the hotel. But I was way too early. So it was like 3 hours until they were going to let me into the room. And I was like, I can't wait here. But that's going to be death outside anyway. So I just walked up and down the street trying to find a clothing store, and a mixture of, like most places, even when you don't speak the language, you can pick out things, but because everything's in high rises, I couldn't work out where a clothing store was. So it took ages before I found one that I could go to. Still freezing, went in there, and it was like a mum and pop store, like it was a very small place. And they found the biggest jacket they had, which still went up like a couple of inches from my wrist. The cuff came a couple of inches from my wrist, but it's like, that's close enough. And I said, what's the price? And at the time I thought I was willing to pay anything, but she typed in the thing, and I've done the calculation in my head, and it was $400 Australian. It's like, okay, I'll probably freeze to death than pay that for a jacket.
And a jacket that doesn't fit.
It doesn't fit properly anyway. But it was warm enough. It's just, it would have looked a little bit goofy. I think I've ended up finding a convenience store, it's like a floor was almost like a Kmart style thing of convenience things I found at shopping. It was still kind of expensive, but I got like a puffer jacket, and I got a nice, I think got a nice shirt from there. And I didn't even know what the impulse was, but I was glad I did it because there's someone at my work told me to go to a certain place and ended up being one of the most ritziest, posh places I'd ever been in. And I was really thankful I wore this. Probably still looked out of place, but I at least had something better than a t-shirt wearing in this place.
For sure.
But yeah, I think it was still
The tarps are supposed to offer the stonemasons a little
half a jacket and the shirt. I think was still
be pretty
combined
tough
maybe
if they're out there in all
$200,
kinds
but I
of
was
weather.
just so desperate.
And that was another Steve fact.
Spoiler warning as well. Steve's not a small guy, so even the largest of Japanese jackets would be like doll's clothes on Steve.
But then there's one bit, like I remember being on the on one of the trains, and
Of course, it's pretty cold
there was a
all year
Japanese
round
guy
here in the
that
mountains,
was like a
but this year
couple of
it's
inches
so
taller than me,
huge.
which I was shocked at because that's sort of rare for me.
It worked. I got one. I'm not climbing up there.
when it
It's all
happens, it's
iced
like,
up.
whoa.
I'd probably end up breaking my neck.
Yeah, me too. Because you sort of think of it as, okay, it's Pacific regions should be pretty warm all the time, but yeah, it is pretty. Like when you then look at it, it's like that's kind of north. And also, I didn't think it would be north enough to be season swapped with us.
Yeah, and because Bali was hot as fuck as well.
Yeah.
I don't know much about their history.
I got the worst not the worst sunburn of my life, but for some reason, Drunk Bolt thought that if you're drinking lots of beers and you want to protect yourself from the sun, you just jump in the swimming pool and stay under the water and you'll be fine. But water actually refracts the light and you get even more burnt.
Apparently, the statue's not quite finished. Still, it looks much better than the others do.
Made a good photo though. I've got a photo of me like in a pizza store with the largest pizza I've ever seen. Just rock lobster red. That's how. Yeah.
Master Brewer, sir. Hello. Master Brewer, sir. Master Brewer.
What? What?
We have to tell the other dwarves there was this gremlin in a cage and he gave me this ring and...
What kind of ring, then?
This ring. It's a very important ring. The gremlin said all our fates...
Wilbur, I really don't have time for this.
Psycho, welcome in.
I've got more important things to do.
But the ring has to be delivered to the Archmage down in the human town.
Good to see you.
The gremlin said it could end the war.
Listen, laddie, that's a ring. What's it supposed to be able to do?
It's... I have to. The gremlin wasn't lying.
Just think about it. When has anybody ever given an important ring to a little being like that? That sort of thing just doesn't happen.
I was waiting for a reference to that.
That's enough. Now, go home. It's getting late.
Oh, Steve, I know what the helmet is. It's the pot that the slime's in.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I can't grab it with the arm, and anyway, I might wake him. I'll have to distract him somehow.
Oh, okay. Oh, here we go.
One fine day,
Punch the slime.
Pack Controller invited Psycho into the chat, but Thomas was really jealous, so he plotted his revenge.
Here we go. Cop that, slime. You're done for.
Close enough.
Oh.
It'll snap at me and slime me.
Oh. Okay.
Ghostbusters reference.
A perfect fit. Now we can.
Oop, now we can do this. Classic Thomas, yeah.
Now I'm going to do something I should have done a long time ago.
Oh, there's a TIE fighter sound.
It's too
Yeah,
bad
it
that
was
slime had to
close.
be so evil.
I've got my helmet.
Now that's a helmet fit for a hero. It only stinks a little bit. All I need now is the map and a parachute.
It's a good one, Addy Fine. Thank you for that.
Unless they've scripted it so that it has to be done in a certain order, then they would have had to do a voice thing for every combination of like how much you'd other things you'd have done when you got the helmet.
Ah, right. Super fertilizer. Barley.
But that'd be for the
Oh.
9 health, wouldn't it? Super fertilizer and I assume barley, but he didn't actually want to grow anything with barley.
No, he basically said, I don't even know what to do with one. And I know barley is used for beer. I think there's an order to it. Okay. Oh, actually.
It'll take a long time for the icicle to melt. After all, the pot isn't all that warm. I should speed up the melting process.
Yep.
Damn. I wish it didn't skip the audio.
It shouldn't take long to melt the icicle. The stove is still warm. The icicle is gone. All that's left is crystal clear water.
Yum. What could I use the water for? Maybe.
Wet the guy.
Yeah,
as a
maybe wet the.
distraction.
Yeah, good idea. Nope. Let us see.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you thought of something?
Use it as a distraction, the flying thing.
Oh yeah. Oh.
No.
Let's see. What have we here? Wrench, pliers, auger grease, a minotaur foot, a curse meter.
Minotaur.
Yeah.
I'd rather not take Nemo apart until I know what I'm looking for.
Oh, that's cool. I'll just try everything.
A heavy gold ring. Ooh, it feels warm.
Ooh,
There is some fine script on the inside, but I can't make out what it says.
Use it in the fire. If it's anything like the Lord of the Rings one.
Oh yeah. Ah.
No.
Oh.
Oh, do we have his DNA?
We don't have any DNA, no. Oh, unless we use the scissors to snip his beard?
Yeah. Yeah. that's what's happening.
I can't.
Hell yeah.
Maybe I can.
This is good. I like the puzzles in this one. They're kind of mischievous and...
I'm gonna burn in hell for this. Guaranteed.
All right. And I like that it's sort of like the solutions cascade. Like we already know what we need to do now.
Yeah, it's like we're using something rather than just everything being
Let's
once
see how
off.
it likes this.
Yeah.
Aha! It works.
Where are you, beard? Here we go.
I wonder if that would work. At least it would distract the Master Brewer a bit.
What if it kills him, though?
Yeah.
That wasn't supposed to happen. I
Hell
have a
yeah.
feeling that
I
wasn't
mean,
such a
that's
brilliant
exactly what we
idea.
wanted.
Oh, I like
Oh, I
the
think he's
Master
just
Brewer.
saving face to the brewer.
Mm.
That was amazing. The eternal struggle of dwarf against machine.
Oh.
And I won!
Are you okay?
Of course! And why not? You think a stupid tin bucket's going to beat a proper dwarf? No
Is he going to have like a
chance.
tear in his pants when he turns around?
That's good. Something's happening at last. Cause for celebration. I think we should drink to that.
I think he's drunk with victory, so he shouldn't see anything.
And there's even a sequel after this one,
I have
Tonks. Even more
Map
modern.
of the area. So that's 2 of the 3 pieces of gear already. So all I need now is a parachute.
I'm sure it has to do with the tarp outside.
Hello, Master Brewer, sir.
Aye, aye, Wilbur.
Say, you wouldn't happen
It
to have
was
a parachute,
2012 when I
would you?
looked it up because I was interested as well.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I didn't think so. When the robot started in on you, I never thought you'd beat it.
It was an epic scrap, lad, an epic scrap. Dwarf against machine, nature against technology, mind over matter.
Mind? How did you destroy it?
I hit him as hard as I could with heavy objects
Prequel.
until sparks started leaping out of him.
Oh, a shrewd tactic.
Too right, but he did land a couple on me. Look what he did to my beard.
Yes.
I was so tanked up with ale and adrenaline I didn't even notice.
I talked to my granddad. He thinks the ring is important too. He wants to help me get to the human town.
Yeah? Well, of course he wants to do that. Listen to me, laddie. Nothing against your grandpa, but don't you think he's a few gills short of a pint?
My granddad is a great soldier and inventor.
Of course he is. Of course he is. But, how should I put it? He's maybe had one crash landing too many. His flying machines were mostly a bit, temperamental.
Okay.
Let's face it, he wasn't actually the greatest of pilots. Honestly.
I think I bought 2 already on Steam.
If there's something in that story, then for me, that's just one more reason to keep out of it.
Granddad and I will show everyone. I have to go. Enjoy the celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, there was. So that tarp looks kind of. What if I use the flying? No. It mentioned the tarp before, I'm sure of it.
The bastion looks so impressive. However, many of the halls and corridors were never completed. Originally, hundreds of dwarves were supposed to live here to defend the Mountain Kingdom's northern front. Now the Master Brewer and my family are the only ones left.
Oh, I forgot we've got the water as well. We didn't actually do anything with that. We got the super fertilizer. Haven't done anything with the barley.
If you go into
I'd
the
rather
gnome hole,
not take
maybe he
the
does it
import part
now.
until I know
It
what
could
I'm
be a
looking for.
Sorry, say that again.
because we tried to do it. Maybe go into the gnome hole and have you tried to go to the gnome hole and sow the barley since like recently? Because
No,
it could be a time and place thing, is why you didn't do it before.
Okay, we'll try it. I also wonder if we need to actually use the machine to do whatever we need to with the. Oh, I guess not.
The plant. Yeah.
I don't even know what to do with one handful of barley. Why do I need 2 then?
Maybe use the fertilizer.
Why should I fertilize potting soil when there's nothing planted in it?
You won't plant anything, you dickhead.
Doesn't look like Mother planted anything in there.
What about the... Oh, the flower wasn't selectable.
Those cogs belong to Dad's living space optimization unit. The machine takes up a total of 3 rooms in our hall. Now that's a helmet fit for a hero. It only stinks a little bit.
Try clicking on the horse again.
Like I said, a chair to sit on.
Hey, where's that scissors gone? I guess we didn't need it after we snipped the beard.
The map shows the area between here and the human town of Seastone. A pot of crystal clear water. Now that's a helmet fit for a hero. It only stinks a... I pulled the rope through the eyes on the rucksack. Let's see. A good handful of barley from my mother's kitchen.
Maybe we can give the barley to... what's his name?
A vial of my mum's superfood. My mechanical flying fish. I built that all by my...
Okay, let's go back to old mate. No, he doesn't want the barley either. What about the water? Nope.
The master brewer looks a little worse for wear, but happy.
Oh, is he when he puts his beer down, maybe? It's one of those puzzles. They're always in a point-and-click game.
To be honest, I'm not going to put my hand in there without a very good reason. Who knows what the rat has hidden there?
We didn't actually...
Maybe rotten food, or already digested food. Or
Yeah,
even more
we didn't really
rats.
get anything other than the fur on the outside of the hole. Maybe there's something... Go into the kitchen. We are eliminating everything, which is good. Wharf Tavern. Nothing in the kitchen. Oh man, I'm looking forward to those burritos. Sounds real good right now. We haven't gone over here either. That's one thing to think.
There's no way I can walk all the way to Seastone. That's many days' march through these mountains.
Something below the scaffold. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good hint.
A rolled up tarpaulin, probably just like the ones hanging all over the place. I'll thread the rope through the eyes around the edge of the tarpaulin. Done. There we go. A parachute. And that's the last of my gear. I must get back to Grandad. Fast.
Hell yeah. Look at us go.
And down we go. Excuse me, Colonel Grandad?
I just love that.
report back.
I have the pot. Helmet.
Excellent, soldier. The helmet will protect you from physical attacks. You can even sit on it and use it as a saucepan.
Ooh, how practical.
Let me see your helmet.
It's not all that great, I know, but...
That's what she said.
But it's a good helmet, and it's going to protect a good soldier. That is, of course, as long as the enemy doesn't attack with dragons, or has wizards in its ranks, or magical swords, and doesn't go for your head.
Maybe I should look for some armor with magic.
Poppycock! That helmet will do.
I got a map.
Excellent. My commanding officer always said good maps are half the battle. Of course, you won't be needing it if everything goes well.
If what goes well?
But if not, it's always good to have a map with you, what?
Well, we can't expect any help from the Master Brewer. He doesn't believe the ring is important.
I didn't expect much more from that cowardly drunkard.
Grandad, he's my boss.
Some boss sits in his fortress drinking beer from dawn till dusk while his comrades are fighting on the front line.
I think he misses them.
Well, perhaps. But one thing's for sure. We are on our own, soldier.
I have a parachute.
Fantastic. Parachutes are hard to come by and are difficult to make yourself. After all, you'd only want to entrust your life in a quality product, not something makeshift you've patched together yourself.
Trust my life? But, of course. I mean, of course not. So, that's the last of my gear.
Good fanfare.
Excellent. We could get going if only
The steam
my damn
coming out of his
machine
teeth.
would work. But you can't find a thing in this house. No nitroglycerin, no dragon hide armor, no concentrated pillars of salt, no full mithril jacket bullets, nothing.
What do you need all that for?
For what? It's a war!
But we just want to deliver the ring to the Archmage. Don't you think a sled...
What? I need a nitroglycerin substitute. Something highly explosive. The only thing that comes to mind is good old dwarven ale.
Okay.
Dwarven ale?
Devilish stuff. We reduced complete countries to ash and rubble with it. We loved the smell of dwarven ale in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Apocalypse now.
I'll get you some dwarven ale. Anything else?
Yes. I need a cog. A 5/8-inch screw steel sprocket, straight beveled, hard chrome plated, BSA threaded flange with right-hand thread and lock ring locking. It's not a standard size, and I can't find one anywhere.
A 5/8-inch screw steel sprocket, straight beveled, hard chrome plated, BSA threaded flange with right-hand thread and locking lock ring. Sounds familiar.
Come back when you've got the stuff. I'll sort out the rest.
Probably going to be one in the fish.
The Dark Lord knows all of your thoughts.
Right.
Okay.
Well, that won't work. It wiggles too much.
What? That's a new one.
I think there's a cog in that flying fish, just like the one Grandad needs.
Thought so. Oh, okay.
It's stuck. Poor thing. Shouldn't be a problem with the right tool.
Hell yeah.
There you are. A 5/8-inch screw steel sprocket, straight beveled, hard chrome plated, BSA threaded flange with right hand thread and lock ring locking. Maybe that cog wasn't all that important. Fly. Oh, maybe it was important.
Hell yeah. I've played adventure games before. All right. What was the other thing we needed? We needed some ale. So we're going to start. Maybe now we can grow
Now
the
we
barley.
Yeah, now or give it to the brewmaster, or ask the brewmaster about dwarven ale. And I reckon barley's going to contribute to one of the ingredients we need to give him for dwarven ale.
Try one more time, and then we'll
I
run
don't
out.
even know what to do with.
Okay, cool. We know that Steve doesn't like beer, but does anyone else like beer? Fans, yes or no?
Hello, Master Brewer, sir.
Aye, aye, Wilbur.
Mr. Master Brewer, assuming I were to need some dwarven ale.
Dwarven ale? It's not allowed, unfortunately.
Why not?
Have you heard about the explosion on Mount Winterpeak?
The volcanic eruption.
Volcanic eruption. Deep under that mountain was the finest ale brewery in the whole dwarven world. My dad took me there when I was
Hibiscus,
nothing
that sounds
but
right.
2 beer crates tall. Can you imagine how aled up we were?
Kind of. What happened?
Ah, well, some so-and-so cocked up, and boom! And that was that! All over for dwarven ale brewing. After the accident, it was banned as a substance of enjoyment. The sharp taste, the warmth in the throat, gone forever. Now it's only used in warfare and in the alchemy industry.
Fruity drinks, like, are we talking wines, as in, you know, grapes being fruit, or more like tequila, like a mojito or something like that? All are good.
But you do know how to brew dwarven ale, don't you?
Does a one-legged duck swim in a circle? Of course I know. I'm the master brewer. It's not difficult either. First, you get barley germinated in a malt house, then let them bloat up after leaving them dormant for a bit. Then kiln dry the green malt, keeping it turned, coarse mill it, making sure that the husks don't get destroyed.
The husks? What are...
Then mash the whole lot in a mash tun, obviously using a decoction procedure.
Jeez.
After the iodine test, we get on with purifying and separating the malt from the beer wort in a slatted filter bed.
Of course, but...
In other words, we let the draft run through the mash pot. We then put the first wort in the brewing kettle, let it simmer, and add the hops. We let the wort settle to remove the trub crust, add the yeast, and then leave to ferment. Then we run everything through the pebble filter. That's all fair enough. Then it gets more complicated.
Stop!
What? We're just getting to the exciting part.
I'm sure we were, but I just abandoned the idea of brewing some dwarven ale myself.
Well, whatever you think.
Ooh, daiquiris. Haven't had a daiquiri in a long time. Amaretto sour, it's a good one as well. I'm a whiskey sour man. I absolutely love them.
Let's assume I need a small tankard of dwarven ale really, really urgently. Could you brew it for me?
Could do, but I'm not going to. It's not allowed.
Oh, come on. Who's going to notice? When was the last time another dwarf came by to visit us?
That's a fair time back.
You see? Wouldn't you just love a nice cold dwarven ale tonight to celebrate your victory over the robot?
Oh, dwarven ale is nectar. I'd certainly enjoy a wee taste of it again. Oh, but it's not going to happen. I'm missing a few ingredients.
And if I get them, would you brew up 2 tankards then? One for me and one for yourself.
Aye. It's a deal. You find me the missing ingredients, and I'll brew some dwarven ale.
Okay, what do you need?
Crystal clear mountain
Got
water,
that?
hops, and some barley for malting.
Okay.
But that's it?
We just need hops.
No deviled fire, salamander eyes, or dragon's breath, that sort of thing?
Nope. Water, hops, and malt. Then there's just a few secret ingredients and naturally synthesized aromatic substances and a couple of E numbers. But I've already got them here.
Okay, water, hops, and barley. I'll get them.
Yeah, the good thing about whiskey sours as well is it comes with a maraschino cherry, and they're my favorite. Like, as many as possible. They're so good. Usually when I go to a bar and I get a beer, I ask for a maraschino cherry with that as well, just because I like eating them.
I have a pot of crystal clear water for the dwarven ale.
Show me. Aye, that water's very good. We can use this.
Here's some barley from my mum's kitchen. Can it be used for brewing?
It's not the best, but it'll have to do.
Okay, where am I going to get
Have
hops
any
from?
idea where I can get the hops?
Oh, I'm sorry, but that thieving rat took the best
Ooh.
part of 5 sacks. I've not enough left. I've got to be careful with it.
The rat, huh?
It's in the hole.
Hmm.
I have to go. Enjoy the celebration.
Yeah.
If the rat has stolen that many hops, it might still have something stored in there. There's something in there. Something round. Hopefully it's not a giant rat dropping. It's a single hop. This is probably all that's left of the stock of hops.
Oh, so you have to grow more hops in the mother's
Hell yeah.
soil thing.
How do we feel about shandies? Steve, have you ever had a shandy before?
What are those again?
It is beer and lemonade.
Oh, no.
It's pretty
Haven't tried
good.
that.
It's actually
It
not
probably
bad.
is, but it's just, I wasn't ready for that. Wasn't ready for imagining that combo. Probably does end up being better.
Yeah, it takes the bitterness away from it. That's one thing, American folks, is Australian beers are very bitter by design, for the most part. I mean, obviously we've got our craft beers and things, but yeah.
Because
Let's see what happens.
my dad talked
I really
about
can't imagine this stuff.
going to this because
Good for
got two aunties on my mother's side. They're like my grandmother's sisters, and one of them was like very, very fancy. And he said he remembers going to an event was like at her place, and she said, "I've got this very, very good sherry. Like it's a very high quality, very expensive, very old sherry." And they decided to break it open. So she said, "I'll give each person like a bit, like one of those like small drinks of it."
Sherry's shit. Yeah, go on.
And there's a guy asked, like they're dealing it out, and he goes, "It actually tasted pretty good." But one of the guys asked if he could mix it with lemonade, and she goes, "Oh, sure, I'll go out the kitchen and mix it for you." She went out the kitchen and made it up for him and brought it back, and he goes, "Oh, this is very delicious." And my dad said he was talked to her later and said, "I was surprised that the guy just mixed what is very, very good sherry with lemonade." And she goes, "Or actually, I got the cooking sherry and lemonade."
Yeah, my father-in-law's a bit like that as well. Like the idea of putting like Coke with bourbon or Scotch is just like, no way. Like you do that, sacrilege. Yeah, that's true, Michael. Yeah, for lemonade, we usually it's like the clear, spritey kind of lemonade. We would probably say what lemon lemonade for lemon flavored
Oh,
one,
yeah.
kind of like Lift or Solo.
Yeah, when we say lemonade, we mean sort of soda. Because Americans lemonade is like a lemon juice, sugar, and water.
Michael, even if it is the good shit, I still mix it. I'm not too good for it.
Wow! A huge hop plant with tons of cones.
Tons of cones.
I've picked about 10 cones. That should be enough for the dwarven ale.
Let me do a show and tell, actually. I'll be back in 1 second. Last time I went to Japan, I bought something. I haven't cracked it open yet, but I want to show you because the bottle looks fucking sick as. It's so good. 1 sec.
While you're doing that, I might just do a quick bio break.
All right, I'm back. Show and tell time. So I got this box, and it was an absolute fortune. So it's a bottle of sake, and the bottle itself was like, I think it was like $130 or something like that, which is quite expensive for that. But look at how cool this bottle looks. Love it. See, sake is one of my absolute favorite drinks. It is so delicious. Lisa and I had some the other night. We're watching this this Japanese TV show that is kind of set in London, and so we were drinking a little bit of sake with that, and it's just I always tend to smash it. We'll have a bottle, and like Lisa's had 2 little cups, and I've had like 8 just because like sip them down. It's so good. Tasty shit. And what I absolutely love about sake as well, like you go to a Japanese restaurant and you're eating your meal and you're having your sakes and you feel fine. But the moment you get up, you pay your bill and step out into the cold air and the alcohol hits you, it's like, oh shit. Like you're drunk as a skunk and your legs end up doing the walking. So you're just basically following along and your legs are doing their own thing.
I'm back.
My shout to Japan. Oh man. Oh, I miss Japan. I always miss Japan. Oh, Steve, you didn't see the bottle. Sorry. I got too excited. So here's the box, Steve. If you look at the stream.
Yep.
And then inside, we'll crack it open. Have a look-see. And look at this awesome bottle. It is so cool.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, it's always, whenever I go to Japan, I always have a special occasion drink. Last time it was whiskey that I got. It was delicious as well. That came in a cool ass bottle. They really do their bottles right. It's so cool. Everything looks like if you received that as a gift compared to the other sort of, sake bottles, you'd be stoked.
There's something I probably kept it too long because it's probably gone off. But when I went into Europe in Belgium, I found a beer that I could actually drink.
Oh.
And I got a bottle of that, but it's been sitting in storage for ages in my liquor cabinet and now in storage.
Was it a Radler or like a Berliner Weiss or something?
That's Bays or something like that. What do they call it? Bees or Bays or something like that.
Not sure. I think, Steve, as well, like, because there are so many beers and Australia is very bitter in their beers, there's a lot of like non-bitter beers out there. Like IPAs and stuff aren't really that bitter at all. Something like a Pacific Pale Ale or something you might enjoy it.
Yeah, I remember at a worked at a previous company, was the game studio. One of the employees brewed his own beer, but I told him that I didn't drink beer, and he goes, I reckon I could brew a beer that you drink. And he goes, most people, when they don't like beer, it's because that's the bitterness. And he goes, you probably just need a type of beer that you can't usually get, but beer that's not that bitter.
There's also something else that's kind of beerish. So guys, in Melbourne, there's a restaurant called Molnir, which is a Norse, like Scandinavian restaurant, and you can drink like beer and mead out of actual real horns and things like that. And like whenever you get your meal, they actually bring out this big leather bag, and they open it up, and you actually select your knife that you're going to use, and they're all handcrafted knives. But anyway, mead might be your thing as well, Steve. That's really good too.
Yeah, but that's not technically beer. It's
just
fermented honey, isn't it?
And other things as well. Yeah. So tasty. Have you been to Molnir, Steve?
No, because I don't recognize the name.
Next time Lisa and I go, you come along with us. It's so good.
I've got some hops for the ale. Is this enough?
Ho, that's enough. I hope you haven't been whipping stuff out of my stock.
No? Well, only indirectly.
And that means I've got all I need to brew the lovely dwarven ale. Right, it's all go now then.
Yeah, mead, Tongs. It's really good.
Hey, laddie, just watch out that you don't get any of that in your eyes. It's dangerous stuff.
I'll be very careful. Thanks very much, sir.
Well, tell me, Wilbur, what do you need all that junk for? The dwarven ale and all the other stuff that you've been dragging out of here the whole evening.
Well, it's because of the ring.
Who's
I
noticed?
need it. Grandad's helping me get the ring to the human town safe. Well, quickly.
Oh, Wilbur, it's dangerous for a young gnome like yourself out there.
I know, but I promised that gremlin, and I believe it really could be important. And I'd like to get out of here and achieve something.
Taste some adventure, eh?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't think that the ring is all that important. Not everybody's born for having adventures, my lad. But maybe you really do need to get out of here.
Really?
Aye, laddie. You still live with your parents, and you keep company with a very interesting, intelligent old dwarf. But that can't go on forever, can it now? So, if you do leave and go off on an adventure, even if it's just a sea stone, then maybe you'll come back and visit and tell me all about it then, eh?
I promise.
Don't forget us. You're going to have to excuse me now. I've got an appointment.
An appointment? What is he doing in there? Where did he go? Out there. Another good thing about this Molnir restaurant that I was talking about is they've got like an actual Molnir Thor's hammer that is filled with whiskey, and you can actually like order it and then drink from the handle. It's good. And they also do this thing as well where if you order the meat and it comes with like a bone and you eat the bone marrow, they will actually pour alcohol down the bone into your mouth after they've lit it on fire. Like, it's kind of theatrical, but it's fun.
And down we go.
I'm not a massive fan of bone marrow, to be honest, though. It's a little bit too, it's like buttery Vegemite.
Excuse me, Colonel Grandad?
It'll just be a minute. I might look quickly, grab that bottle to see what that beer was that I talked about.
Mm-hmm. It is very, very rich, Tongs, yeah.
Here's the cog, Grandad. I had to break my flying fish for that.
War always involves sacrifice. Your flying fish was a hero, one of our best. We will honor his memory. Excellent. All we need now is the dwarven ale. Keep on with it.
Guess what I've got?
Here's the dwarven ale, Grandad.
Oh, my goodness, we must be careful with this.
Woohoo!
Now I have everything I need. It won't take long now. Prepare yourself for takeoff.
Take off? What do you mean by take off? That's what you meant by take off.
Absolutely.
Oh.
I've aimed her at the town of the humans. Betsy, too, was, of course, designed to shoot grenades. But I'm confident that she'll get your capsule there, too.
Confident? Get me out of here. Please, Grandad.
Listen, my boy. I'm proud of you. You're doing something very brave. Sure, Wilbur. I'd like you to have these.
Your old aviator goggles.
Ooh.
Oh, Grandad, I didn't think...
Too slow, my boy. Fire! Good luck.
We did it. It looks like Elden Ring.
Where is it?
He still hasn't told us, Mother.
He will. Who else knows about it?
The Archmage won't know about it yet. We were able to intercept the servant, as you know. But an elf, Mother. She tried to free MacGuffin. She might know something.
She needs to be watched.
Very well.
And now, Mr. Professor, let us have a little chat.
Ooh.
Oh well, no problem. I am an elf, and I'm fit.
The elf with her lettuce leaf panties.
What now? I'll get the book out of
Back.
MacGuffin's secret cellar and take it to the
Cool.
Archmage. No, they were all gone when I got there. They collected the cage and were off. Now it's up to us to get the book. Of course I don't have to, but, well, what else am I going to do? It appears to be very important. And even if it isn't important, those shady fellows want to have that book.
Oh, that's good to
Better that
hear.
we get it out of the cellar before they get their grubby mitts on it. Then don't help me. Why don't you just fly home? Just don't tell my parents anything. Ungrateful feathered fowl.
Oh, poor thing. All right, let me quickly just make a modification here. Filters, this. Let's amp up the opacity. We can see you guys. Here we go. So Steve, now that you're back, all that happened is we gave grandfather the things. We hopped in a pod and he fired us out like a bullet. And then it cut to the demon speaking to the demon mother. Basically saying to watch this girl, and then it warped here. Whoa, hello there, Ramen. Oh, I wonder where Ramen is. She should
I
be around.
posted a link to the beer that I can drink from Belgium. I'm positive it's from Belgium.
Yeah, let me click on that.
Take a look at this.
She's wearing Barry's outfit. Yeah, for sure.
Didn't know you were going to click on it. I should have put porn or something like that in it.
Jesus. Gueuze. Blend of lambics produced during different years. Beer with a slightly acidic, fruity taste, delicate and woody fragrance, and a dry finish that lingers on the palate. Beer with a taste evolution that will keep a long... Oh, there you go. That's good. Keeps a long time in a good cellar. So your storage is one of the most celery of cellars, right?
Not really. I mean, it's a cupboard.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yes. Yeah.
You going to crack it open, or are you just going to keep it for...
I don't when I should, because I keep thinking it should be soon, but I can never think of a good time.
Presumably the well isn't very deep. The well rope is fastened to the windlass. It doesn't look particularly strong. The well rope is fastened to the wind.
Who knew this was called a windlass? Not me. The most celery of cellars. It's like his favorite.
The rope is broken and the bucket's probably at the bottom of the well where it's of no use to anyone. The rope is broken. Presumably the years spent soaked in water have rotted it away. The rope has broken.
Damn, I was hoping to grab
Without
it.
a
Yeah, it's
bucket or
probably at least
something, I'm
flat.
not going to be able to bring up any water.
Hopefully it's generally good anyway.
An old watering can made out of metal. It's small even by gremlin standards.
Speaking of celery, so I've never really had gummy vitamins before, but Lisa bought some the other day and I tried some. They're disgusting because it just lingers. The flavor is in your mouth forever. But the actual texture, it starts off gummy, but as your teeth chew the food, it's kind of fibrous like celery, like that real sort of crunchy celery fiber. It's weird.
A pile of logs. There is no way that MacGuffin will get through the winter with such a small amount, not even autumn.
Not if I steal some.
3 should be enough. A pumpkin patch, not particularly well cared for. Presumably MacGuffin spends a lot of time buried in his books and not enough time in his garden.
You don't like pumpkin, do you, Steve?
I think it's
Pumpkin
okay.
should have been
Okay.
harvested long
Wasn't a
ago.
fan when I was a
Some
kid,
are
but
already
now
starting
it's
to go
pretty good.
mouldy. I'd say this is a pretty basic millstone. Grain is tipped into the hole above, and you then turn the upper stone. The flour then comes out of the side.
I don't want to enter the house just yet.
An upturned flower pot made of clay.
Ooh, I think I hear burritos.
Yeah, roast pumpkin's pretty good.
Oh yeah, we're at
Especially when
camera.
It's like
There's a stone.
it's just like really well cooked on
That
the
could be
edge.
a fire
It's
stone.
like, well,
That's coming with me.
where it turns
Presumably the professor wanted
very
to
loose
prevent
and
the stone getting wet.
maybe a little bit burnt.
Caramelizes.
Yeah, it caramelizes.
Flint.
There's a stone in the undergrowth. There's something written on it, but I can't see what it is. That could be a little gravestone.
Ooh.
I can't remove the undergrowth with my bare hands. It's very dense and has thorns.
Not with that attitude, she can't.
I can't remove...
Do we have anything? Not really.
And my hands are as bare as the rest of my body.
Will this work?
That should hold.
Hell yeah! With that.
Let's give it a whirl. It worked. This means that I have a gremlin watering can full of water.
Thank you. If you see ramen, can you tell her to come in?
Okay.
Thanks. Oh, pumpkin tempura is good, for sure. Oh, she's already gone. She appreciates the sentiment though, for sure.
A daring structure. And just like the whole house, pretty wonky. Doesn't look as if it'll last long.
It looks like a pretty good house.
It does, actually. I like it.
Why is that scarecrow not scaring you? Yes, certainly. And how? Normally you're the first to take flight. Do you have any idea which artifact could be so powerful that it could make someone into the ruler of the world? No, that's been lost to the depths of the ocean. No, that's been thrown back into the same fire that was used to forge it. No, I haven't got a clue. It must be something that no one bargained for. Something that no one has ever looked for. It'll be in the Gremlins book. If only I had it already. Good luck, little one, and don't get up to any mischief.
Mischief.
Mischief? Or she said mischief.
She said, yeah, mischief.
You know what kills me? And I hope no one in chat says this, and if you do, I apologize, but I hate it when people say mischievous, because that's not the word. Mischievous, not mischievous. Heading back to try out and swap out the things for the new toy. Hell yeah. Mr. Verdant Tree over there got his VR headset. How is that a spoiler? You're doing something off camera.
A large brick fireplace. The fire grates on the outside, not inside the house. That's a bit unusual, but it does make sense if the professor doesn't wish to have an open fire inside. Once they get going, they'll burn for a few hours.
Does anyone have a Zippo?
I'd say this is a pretty basic millstone. Grain is tipped into the hole above, and you then turn the upper stone. The flour then comes out of the side.
I'm pretty envious of a VR headset. I really do enjoy VR. What was a carrot?
The back of the fireplace. When MacGuffin wanted to heat his food up, he just needed to put it into one of those little stoves. Typical bachelor. Everything in a mess. Plates, pots, cups, covered with a sticky mixture of dust and fat. Dead flies. Oh, yuck.
That's so disgusting. Dust and fat.
A wooden tub, about half full of water. Oh, great. This has the professor's washing floating around in it. White shirts, grey socks, red underpants.
Ooh, small wooden vessel.
A carpenter's cup. It looks old.
So going to be an Indiana Jones reference?
Yeah.
Not really
because
worth a closer look.
not only wouldn't necessarily think so, but it's got the same shape as the Holy Grail.
Hmm.
A standard jelly glowfish. They're everywhere around here. This one here isn't glowing anymore, and won't ever again.
Look how much attention they've put into her lower back.
Hello, phone tree. I didn't notice that, Steve.
I think these are all the things
And
that the
that's the
professor
second time
uses
I've
on his
noticed it.
digs. A brush, a little shovel, a sieve. I'll take the sieve. The rest looks pretty useless. Books, books, and more books. Most are ancient tomes. They appear to be written in just about every language. The book that MacGuffin told me about is hidden in the cellar. These books aren't of interest. A large handwritten book. It looks like it's been used a lot. It's the Gremlin's diary. Perhaps I'll find some hints about the cellar. Let's take a closer look. Who would have ever thought that it would fall to someone like me, an old archaeologist, to stop this madness? And I didn't find the key to it on one of my expeditions, not in dark dungeons or in fiery mountains. Oh no, I discovered the answer in an old book. He must mean the book that was hidden in the cellar, in which the information about the artifact's whereabouts is written. The notes end mid-sentence. I wonder why I haven't heard anything from Archmage Alistair yet. I sent Beetle out with a message for him yesterday morning. I hope nothing has... That was the last entry.
I hope Beetle's okay.
There are others before it. What's this at the beginning of this page? Today I have been examining the books that I brought back from the Grindle Mountains. Amongst them was a book about herbs and tinctures. An old herbalist was adamant that I would find a
Love the
recipe
word
to
tincture.
cure my cold feet in it. What a disappointment, though. Just superstitious nonsense about frog eyes and wool socks. I was just about to burn the book when I noticed that the volume contained other things. A disturbing tale of a tragic relationship between a magician and his pet sheep Boris, as well as a travel log written by a fairy explorer.
I hope so,
The
Tonks.
travel log described how the explorer landed on an island in the West Seas whilst searching for undiscovered fairy tribes. He created several very beautiful sketches of the temple ruins that can be found on that island. I will use these to entertain myself and translate the runes he drew. The next entry was made 2 days later. It's only barely legible. The gremlin appears to have been very excited. It must be the entrance. The wrath of the gods caused the temple to sink into the ocean, of course. But not all, not all. Ye gods, my hands are still shaking despite the fact that Beetle made me a calming herbal tea before he left. Good old Beetle. He has obviously got no clue how significant my discovery is.
What if Beetle's a
I have
spy?
sent him to Master Alistair, the
That's what I'm starting
Archmage
to
of the
think.
Humans. He is to hand him a sealed letter. Tomorrow Master Alistair will arrive, and I can unburden myself of this terrible responsibility. I will not be able to sleep a wink. And next, there's the last entry that I read out before. There's nothing else there. A little wooden box. Doesn't look like an antique or anything particularly valuable. It has beautiful workmanship, though. It's locked.
Steal his shit. Steal his shit.
It's locked.
Okay, we need a key.
A strange stone head. It's been roughly hewn but has a few fine embellishments. Looks like a very ancient sarcophagus. Oh, strange. There are hinges on it, just like a door.
Ha! He's cool.
Shame. Just a stinky mummy. What have we here?
What are you doing, Mortimer?
What the... Did you just speak? You speak?
Me? No.
Well, yes you do, quite obviously.
What is obvious?
That you can and do speak.
But of course.
But you just said that you didn't.
Why are you being so strange, Mortimer?
I'm not Mortimer.
Where is Mortimer?
You mean MacGuffin, the gremlin archaeologist who lives here, yes?
What?
Mortimer.
Yes?
You're called Mortimer?
No, of course not.
I think we're finished with this conversation.
I think you are slowly losing your marbles, Mortimer.
Presumably the sarcophagus lacks oxygen.
So that was just like a little Easter egg or something? That's weird.
Yeah, I think so. Just a bit.
Yeah.
The what's the term?
Stone casket placed in a wooden box. The box
Hey.
looks very cheap. It could be one of those storage containers.
Isn't this the Ark
Good.
in Raiders
Yeah, it
of
looks
the
a bit
Lost
like the
Ark?
Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah.
The stone chest is decorated with 2 angels and has writing on it too. I can't read it.
Yeah, it was a bit with the nice view of a butt on the
What's likely
with
to
the camera
happen, eh?
angle.
Sand. Is it me, or has it just got much warmer in here? The chest is filled to the brim with fine sand. I haven't got a clue what else might be in there. I can hardly sift my way through the sand with my hand. There is something in there. A little brass key.
Hell yeah. And we know where that goes.
see. There's a bit of paper in the box. The paper's densely covered with writing. Deus ex machina. The ghost in the machine is the heading. There's also a drawing of a stone figure. At its feet is a vessel containing liquid. Let's take a look. The ghost in the machine is wise to all the secrets of this house. That's what's written here. Blah blah. Pour the fuel into the bowl at the foot of the machine to awaken the ghost. Fuel? Oh, here. Grind the beans and tip the powder into boiling water, then pour the mixture into the bowl. We've already had that bit. You'll get the beans from the machine. Strange. A machine that's meant to be familiar with all the secrets of the house. Looks like the base for a statue. It's made out of stone and it's covered with strange characters. There's a 6-sided indentation on the base. Perhaps the mounting for a statue. There's a 6-sided...
Alright, so where's the machine then?
A small old-fashioned shield. The inside is highly polished.
Steal it. We're probably going to have to use that to light the fire, I'd say.
A wooden tub about
Do you like the old magnifying glass trick?
Oh, great. This has the professor's washing floating around in it. White shirt.
Do you mean do the old magnifying glass trick?
Yeah, for sure. The only thing is, how do
Have you
we...
ever done that?
Have I ever done that?
Like burn something with a magnifying glass?
Yeah, leaves and things like that, I'd say.
Yeah.
I wasn't cruel and I didn't do it to ants or anything.
No, I've never done that. I've done the like writing in bark.
A tatty-wonky scarecrow. Its clothing has been nibbled by mice, but the hat has something about it. A scarecrow that doesn't even scare Cheep Cheep is clearly of no use whatsoever. I can't remove the undergrowth with my bare hands. It's very dense and has thorns.
You're just looking at the elf, I'm sure.
We do have the flint, actually. Forgot about that.
I have flint would be there.
Daily Bean, welcome in.
With a firestone. I need something that lights easily to get
Good
the
to see
fire
you.
started properly.
Okay, we need kindling. And then possibly a stone to use the flint against.
The kindling could be all the books that are in there, maybe.
Oh, so that's what the type of game it is. Burning books.
Oh, I forgot we got some water in that, don't we? In the watering can? Put it in there.
There's
Yeah, we
fresh
used...
well water in the watering
Yeah.
can.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, damn. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Got up to here.
We still need to light it.
The watering can with the cold well water is hanging on the metal arm.
We need some beans to crush, some daily beans to crush into the what is it? Milne's not the word, is it?
I forget what she called it. Not sure what those manual ones are called.
Bed crew, nice. Mill. Oh, I was mixing up a mill and a kiln together. Anything else in here?
Wait, there is something.
Okay.
There's a 6-sided flat stone hidden under the paper.
It's excited.
Something a bit like a knob on the top of it.
Ah, Ramen. I did ask Lisa to tell Ramen to come in here, but maybe she didn't get the memo.
I've got something with a knob on top of it for her.
Let's see.
God damn it, Steve. That is
Fits
disgusting.
perfectly. I wonder if I... How pretty.
Ooh. Oh, is this the machine?
The vessel's a few centimeters deep and empty. There are some brown stains on the
Yeah.
bottom.
Oh, is it coffee? Are those the beans? I bet it is coffee.
The vessel's a few centimeters deep and empty. Ooh, this must be the ominous machine which...
It's got a coffee machine in the
ghost living in it.
old ages.
The vessel at its base must be for fuel.
Well, it seems like
The
you're giving it
statue has
coffee.
small holes in its nose, and it appears that the mouth could be opened. Hello?
Yeah, so you
in
pour it into the
there,
cup.
Ghost, give me beans for your draft. Oh, mighty ghost in the machine, give me the beans for your delicious, godly draft. Let's look at it this way. If you don't give me the beans, then I won't be able to prepare your stupid draft, and that won't be of any use to anyone. Why the wait? The vessel's a few centimeters...
Hell yeah, coffee. Now that's my kind of draft. How do I get out of here? There we go. This gremlin's ahead of his time. Hang on. Oh, there's camouflage. Could hardly see it.
It works.
Mm-hmm.
The beans are being ground to powder.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
I still don't know how we're going to light the fire. That's what is bothering me.
Yeah. But then that's the last bit because it's... Yeah, bring to boil and then we add the coffee. And then was there another step after that? No, it won't work. We've got to actually make the coffee.
Oi, Ghost. If you're really so familiar with everything in this house, then tell me, what
there's
do
a
I
ghost.
do now? Hello?
All right, let's have a look. Come on, kindling.
Old parchment and yellowing papers, filled with texts in many different foreign languages. Adonisham Western, Quenya and Sindarin, and technical drawings in Kuzdul.
Yes, that's the kindling.
Yeah, we are. Beer and coffee.
They'll burn well. They're dry as bone.
Yeah, fuck your documents, gremlin.
I'll give it a go.
The gremlin later says that they wrote the clues on how to get past the 3 booby traps in the documents.
Did you see how she used the flint? Like just like a cigarette lighter?
And I didn't notice that.
Let's see. The water's boiling. A watering can full of hot water.
What's the... We need some sort of straining.
Very well.
I mix with that.
Oh, because the watering can at the end will be the...
It's turning brown.
Yeah, that's what
And
you're
it
pouring
smells-
into it.
It'd be so gritty.
That's the fuel for the machine sorted. And woe betide if this whole effort's in vain. Hello? You there, ghost. I have to find the secret cellar. Will you help me?
That's great. I love black coffee, Daily Bean. Just straight out black. It's delicious. Whether you do it in a mocha pot or espresso or whatever. It's great.
A clever mechanism.
No sugar though, ever. Sugar just ruins coffee so bad.
So this is the legendary secret cellar.
Ooh.
The cellar continues on behind these bars. I can't see anything, but I bet that the book's in there somewhere.
Like my coffee, like
Yes,
I like
even
my
a
women.
secret cellar is in the end just
Hot
a
and
cellar.
preferably
And all
free
cells
trade.
have gardening tools such as these gardening shears.
God damn it, Steve. That is disgusting.
As long as I'm not expected to do the gardening now.
Oh, we can go back with the gravestone. Because we've got the shears now.
Okay.
A small fat figure. She's holding a mirror above her head. Looks ancient. A small fat figure. She's holding a mirror above her.
Thomas.
And that
A
was
small
another
circular
Steve back.
opening in the ground. It's decorated with an ancient script, just like the picture on the wall.
Is this toilet paper?
A staff approximately 2 meters long with a top made of bronze. Looks like something's missing there. This picture seems to indicate that a ruby belongs in there.
There's a ruby.
The sad remains of extinct cultures and of the last camping trip.
Oat milk, eh? I'm not opposed to milk substitutes.
There are 3 carved figures by the bars. Each one of them has a different precious stone. This one here has a blue sapphire in its head. This figure looks a bit like a dog. One of its eyes is a large ruby.
What if we use this? Nope. What if we use...
That's not going to be a Indiana Jones reference at one point, is it?
which one?
Indiana Jones reference.
The spider
You
has an
put-
emerald on its back.
Don't know.
Green.
One of the crystals or all the crystals in that staff, and then the staff lights up where the person needs to go. Yep.
Oh, it'll bounce, yeah. So, if that's the case, where would the other mirror need to go?
Well, there's no map. There's no map on the ground, so I'm not sure.
Well,
Oh, there's the wall painting has it.
Oh, yeah. True.
So maybe modify. Does she modify the
Picture on a stone
glass now that we've
slab
got the thing set?
depicts a man in a robe with a staff in his hand. A jewel is glinting in the headpiece of the staff. Some sort of light beam shining on it.
This doesn't. Surely not.
Yeah, maybe.
Go quickly to the grave. I think there's something in the grave there now that we've got those. You know what? I'm going to take your advice then, guys. I'm going to buy some oat milk tomorrow and I'm going to make a coffee with some oat milk. I've had it once in a cafe,
I removed
but
the undergrowth with my bare hands.
I don't remember it too
It's very
much.
dense and has thorns. I don't
Snip, snip.
believe it. Now I've ended up doing the gardening. It is
Steve?
a gravestone.
I wasn't even thinking that time.
Oh, yeah.
I was waiting for her to do that, and then she always bends with her knees until now.
Inscribed on it. A little gravestone made of granite that's got Kinski inscribed on it.
When I say I was waiting for her, I was waiting to judge her or judge the game for doing it, but it held back until now, so I wasn't expecting it.
gravestone made of granite that's got...
Kinski. Well, back down the hole we go.
Maybe use that with the mirror, or like so it's reflective. No.
Yeah, doesn't highlight it. Is there a way we can pull these
This
out?
figure looks a bit like a dog. One of its eyes is a large ruby.
Because this thing said that it
The
needs a
star is in
ruby.
small hole in the ground. The jewel for the top is still
But
missing.
in the graphic, he's got something else in the headpiece
I think I'd better take the star
that then hits all three
It might come in
rubies.
handy elsewhere.
Might be handy elsewhere. Maybe the grave we can... I don't know. Judge Eyes. Man, I really should go back to Judge Eyes too. I haven't played it in ages and I absolutely love it.
But it's an actual game.
Yeah, so Judge Eyes is the Japanese name for Judgment, which is their Yakuza spin-off.
Oh, okay, yeah.
First one is absolutely amazing. Second one's pretty good, but I haven't got heaps fire in it. Hell, I got tomorrow off. Maybe I'll do a bit of Judge Eyes. Who knows? Damn. Music's pretty good.
What about use stuff on bird?
Nope.
No.
Unless there's another tool in the toolbox now that we've actually seen that it's needed. Or maybe this dude knows something.
Hmm.
He looks great. He's got a spider hanging from his mouth.
Yoo-hoo!
Rides his shoe puff.
I know you've never been down there, but there was a staff in the cellar, and there's a precious stone that belongs on the top of it, a ruby. Do you know where it is?
But of course, Mortimer. You
Ooh.
asked me to hide it for you. Don't you remember?
I must have forgotten about that.
Oh, what would you do without me?
Could you please just give it to me? I just need it for a second.
What?
The jewel. And before you ask, I mean the stone that you put somewhere safe for me. And please don't tell me that you've forgotten.
How could I forget that? You said it was very important that no one found the stone.
Oh, okay. Now please can I have it back?
Why would I give a complete and utter stranger Mortimer's stone?
But I am Mortimer.
Don't be ridiculous. You're too tall, too thin, too hairy, and you have those things there.
I'm a friend of Mortimer. He's sent me to fetch something out of the cellar.
I have never seen you here before, and I never forget a face.
Please, it's urgent.
I do not know whether I can trust you. I would only give a really good friend of Mortimer's the jewel.
That's me. I saved his life. Well, maybe.
Really? If you are truly a good friend of
Okay,
Mortimer, then
I like
you
this.
will be able to give me the answer to the following question. What color is his underwear?
I know that.
Red. He mostly wears red underwear.
That's right. Red silk underwear.
Ooh, it's more
But
kinky.
I'm still not quite satisfied. So, what is his cat's name?
I know that.
His cat died some while ago. Her gravestone's outside. Her name was Kinski.
It was a tomcat. The poor thing was always so happy playing with my bandages.
Yes, very sad, very sad. But hopefully this proves that I am a good friend of old Mortimer, does it not?
You have only answered one of my questions.
2? You asked me about his underwear.
But why would his underwear be of any interest to me?
Oh, come on, don't change the subject. Are you going to give me that jewel now?
No, not yet. I have one last question. What did Count Grunschfeld or Pieperbock say to his adjutant Henninger shortly before the Battle of Budlerberg?
Huh?
Wrong.
No, I just don't understand what you're talking about.
I am a trifle unsure about this too. It is a bit like a coded question.
And do you know the answer?
Of course. Mortimer told me.
And you haven't forgotten it?
No. So, what is the answer?
I missed out on a 42 joke.
How? What?
234. I know all about that. Mortimer told me many times.
234 what?
I need to play Hungry Eyes on bass. I could do that. I haven't done a bass stream in a while.
The professor is 234 years old. I've answered your question.
I asked that? Impossible. Mortimer just turned 63 on the 13th of July. So, 234 what?
That, is the square root of 14,412.
Not even close. So, what was that about 234?
That's the answer to the question about life, the universe, and everything.
Now that
No, it's not.
I
It's
know.
42.
So, what is all this about 234?
How can anyone who is a good friend of Mortimer not know that?
But how? What?
234. Mortimer never told you that?
Well, yes. 234?
So it turns out that you aren't such a good friend after all then, if you don't even know anything about the 234.
Oh, that! You mean that 234?
Yes, exactly.
With that thingy?
Precisely. I see that you are a good friend of old Mortimer's after all.
Of course.
Splendid.
Reminds me of that Simpsons gag with Willie and Homer, where Homer's pretending he's from Scotland. Hell yeah, we got the ruby.
Many thanks.
You're welcome. Fits perfectly.
Woohoo! Okay, now put this in here. And then use
Just wanted to
this.
somehow, or maybe just touch the, just use it normally, the mirror.
A small fat
Unless we have to go
She's holding a
upstairs
mirror above her head.
to bounce it.
Looks ancient.
Yeah, I was thinking that, like bouncing it from outside, but don't know where you put it against. And then could be something in here you could put it against, but I can't see what that would then bounce it against that.
Quickly go upstairs and see what it could be.
What are those like cyan colored things again? Are they usable? Is it
These?
like a light source?
They're
Jelly
just...
glowfish.
Yeah, I think so.
Jelly glowfish are really quite frugal animals. They need water and a little bit of food every now and then. I guess this one lacked the latter.
Alright, if we were... I might just examine it again.
A small old-fashioned shield. The inside is highly polished.
Use it with the eighth? No.
Not unless you have to be actually outside to use it. Similar to the telescope in Monkey Island 2. Check that out. Okay. Ah.
I bet that the light beam is meant to enter the house through that window. I just can't reach it.
Oh, you need the staff to... Oh.
The top of the staff now has the mummy's large ruby in it.
Oh, maybe not that. Oh, no, there we go.
I think I'd better take the staff with me. It might come in handy elsewhere.
Sure will. You guys ever been to... I don't know how many of you guys have been to London, but in the main museum, I can't remember the name of it, there's this thing called the Bogman. And apparently there's Bogmen all around the world in museums, but it's just like this actual human corpse that's sort of melted into the bog.
Open. The last rays of sunlight can enter the house.
So it literally looks like a melted person, and it's one of Lisa's all-time hated things that she's ever seen. Ah, there we go.
Perfect. The shield's reflecting the light beam down into the cellar.
If you're curious, I think there's Google images of the Bogman, but yeah, it's weird. Real weird.
I went across Europe, and early on the trip was London, and didn't actually go to the museum in London, but ended up in Greece and went to the Acropolis.
The light beam is reflected by the little...
Sometimes get the name mixed up with Parthenon.
It's simply shining onto the floor.
What is it that you saw? The Parthenon was sort of like a... Wasn't that like a...
Acropolis
conference type thing?
Yeah, it's like statues of the gods and stuff.
Marks on the figure's pedestal.
No, yes, the Acropolis, and then it's like... And then it's got like pictures of what it used to look like, and it's like there's like array of pictures around the top of it, and it's like, oh, but they're not there anymore because they're in the British Museum. It's like, oh fucking hell, I was just there, I could have seen those, but also...
Did you went to Paris, right, Steve?
Yeah.
Did you go into the catacombs?
No, because you told me about them, but the time that I went, it was towards the end of the trip, and it was, you know, in Paris they have random, like various businesses will have random days off, like during the week. I just happened to be visiting during the day of the week that the catacombs was closed.
Gotcha.
So I wasn't able to do it. So I missed out on that.
It's just I have to go next time. It's very cool.
Yeah. I did want to go.
This must be the secret book. Oh, it's been written by hand and there are several pictures. There are a few words written in orange ink. That doesn't exist, does it? The artifact of divine fate. This is serious. I should get this book to the Archmage as quick as I can. As long as I don't bump into the sorcerer or his troll, I should manage to make Seastone by midday tomorrow. Shouldn't be a problem. Uh-oh.
Was that the trap? A little stone hitter in the head.
Hmm.
Chapter 2. Yeah. Going back in August. Not to Europe, just the UK, but
Yeah, that's the bit Tree that I was going to say with the things missing in Greece. It was like that's why the British are hated. 'Cause it's like it was a very patronising. Oh, it's in the British Museum, so they can be looked after properly. It's like why isn't it just in the spot it should be?
oh, the reference is here. I think I know what it might be already.
Why are you staring like that? Never seen a town guard before?
No. You're a human, aren't you?
Me? Yes, you could say that. Never been anything else.
Wow.
My name is Bartholomew Anton Shieldhand, Royal Town Guard of Seastone. And who are you?
Underhill.
Ah, this is the one. This is the pirate one.
My name is, Willow Brush, Weatherwood?
What kind of a name is that?
Well, it's just my name.
So you don't want to tell me your real name, then? On a secret mission, are we?
Where
That sounds
am I?
about right too.
This lovely seaside resort, residence of the Archmage and home of the sea shanty singers, is Seastone.
Seastone? Then I made it.
Absolutely, I'd say. And here's me thinking that the orcs were firing grunts at our walls again.
I have to see the Archmage. It's urgent.
Then I wish you the best of luck. The guard at the upper gate follows very strict procedures. He won't let you through to the Archmage that easily.
What do you mean by upper town?
Well, the town's divided into the upper town and the lower town. The Archmage's tower is, of course, in the upper town.
And what's in the lower town?
Taverns, shops, the common people's dwellings. Well, at least they used to live there. Not anymore.
Where are the town's inhabitants?
Gone. Lots of them died when the town was besieged, and most of the survivors then went off with Gustav the Handsome to take revenge. That was rather less than successful.
And how many people are still living here?
Not so many anymore. If the Archmage hadn't had his tower here, the town would have probably been abandoned.
Sounds pretty sad.
But things will get better. Wait until we win the war, and everyone comes back. Well, those that are still alive.
But if almost no one lives here, who are you guarding?
Oh, I'm not guarding the inhabitants, I'm guarding the town. I'm guarding it like my father did before me and his father before him. But not his father, he was a blacksmith. But his brother-in-law was a town guard, and his father was a baker.
Interesting. Is the Archmage even in his tower at the moment?
I'm not allowed to give out any information on that subject. Those are the regulations.
Can you tell me anything about the Archmage? Do you know him personally?
Of course I know him. The Seastone Town Guard is also responsible for protecting the Archmage.
Why does he need protection if he's as powerful as everyone says?
Well, he's not exactly the greatest of warriors.
No?
No. He's more strange. He thinks about stuff, you know.
Strange? Why does he do that?
Who knows, who knows.
I have to go. I'll get in to see the Archmage one way or another.
Well, I never. I have to get back to my post too. My break's over. So, Willowbrush Weatherwood, who wants to become a pirate. Best of luck on your adventure. We'll no doubt bump into each other again.
Thanks, Mr. Shieldhand. See you later.
Be late.
Hell
The
yeah.
earliest clip goes back to when he's explaining the upper town and the lower town.
You can clip in VODs as well, so not a big deal. You know what? I reckon that is a perfect time to actually save the game for the first time. Whew! That could have been disastrous. All right, cool. That's there. And I think that's where we'll call it for this week. We did a good session, 3 hours. We've gone into the chapter 2. We lived on the edge with not saving the entire time. Can you imagine? Whew.
If there's that being a King's Quest type game.
Yeah, exactly. But thank you all for joining. Great hanging out as usual. I like this game too. I think it's very charming. It's got a. Oh, 1 second. We've got a little friend before we depart. You look at the camera, Arms. Off you go. Yeah, thank you guys for joining. Same time next week. We'll continue on. This is great. You know what? I said I've got tomorrow off, so maybe I'll do a stream of some sort. Maybe I'll just do a Rocksmith stream because, with my new Uncharted series going on Saturday mornings, maybe a bit of Rocksmith tomorrow would be pretty cool. Oh, there's a kitty. Which kitty's that one, Daily Bean? I like that. Or is it just a random kitty? Cool. All right, anyway, guys, I don't think there's anyone. Let's have a look to see if there's anyone to raid. If there's not, that's cool too.
Won't tarot posts work? They will. Get go.
I hate that autoplay of Twitch now. You go in there and it starts talking shit about someone you don't care about.
Yeah,
Not a fan.
Really annoys me too. I thought it might have been just me.
No. Cool. There's no one to raid. Anyway, guys. Steve?
With the same guy as last time, but it's a little bit. If there was anyone else who could do it, because
he's there, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it then. Let's raid that guy. If you guys want to stay on for a quick second, we'll share the love to Steve's mate. Let me quickly just go into the right thing. Oh, piss off, random person. I went into the wrong thing. We might hear it again. Okay, here we are. All right, what is his name, Steve? Who are we rating again?
I'm running it into chat.
Okay. Matt Longlegs. Matt Lang writes. Cool. Let's send you over to that. He's playing some Dead by Daylight. Until next time, guys. Catch up.
See ya.
I'm still here. 1 second. Going. Here we go.